So, when we last left off, you guys were at Carnival at Niddenheim. It's a slow burn carnival. It's been multiple game sessions. It is currently the afternoon of Abendtag. You guys have just visited and watched the latest challenge to the Graphs Champion at the Square of Marshals. Meanwhile, the Great Park has the Festival of Fine Ales going on. And later on today, there is some events at the Royal Gardens, Square of Marshals, and the second of the 3 Minotaur fights. I believe most or all of you were at the Square of Marshals, and there was various notes, information, and so forth. The question is, what would you guys care to do at this point? The challenge is done. It's approximately noon, so the Festival of Fine Ales is just starting for the day. And you have the rest of the day's activities and events coming up.
Carter, the last time
Sorry,
that
what's the day?
Wallenstein
Abendtag.
was found,
If I manage to
when
retire,
George found
I'll
Wallenstein,
cavalry-
it was in the
cavalry.
Festival of Booze or whatever.
Mm.
The second Minotaur fight.
I gave you guys that information.
And he was like
That
super,
is at 2
super
o'clock.
cool to talk to or whatever, but
He seemed friendly.
as long as he was getting booze.
Yeah.
It's okay. He was good to rob too.
What?
Huh?
What? Oh,
He was quite generous with his stuff.
oh, that's so nice of him. So I did want to go watch the second Minotaur fight.
Okay. That's at 2.
And then I thought we were going to, after that, you and I plan on going, at least you and I going to see the Elven Light Singers.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Because some of the higher class people are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's after nightfall at 8 p.m.
Okay. Do you want to try to get some fancier clothes? Can we even
I already
afford it?
have fine clothes.
I have fine clothes
but
too. But
I don't need currently.
Okay.
I don't
Oh yeah, Matt
fancy
just donated a whole bunch of money to us.
Mhm.
Oh, I still have 94 gold from you. So,
damn, dude.
That 90 gold. No, that 90 gold I distributed.
yeah, I know
So
you
you
did.
don't have that.
I was just like,
You
It's
should
just
have
showing
about
you get
30.
rich.
You should have about 30.
Carter,
He's
you
just
wanna-
blurting out how much
Eh,
money we got. What the heck, dude?
Yeah, I don't know how much.
He's a novice
It's
rogue.
about
Right,
whatever
like
it was,
the higher class
plus
people.
about
You
30.
need nicer
Yeah,
clothes.
about
I
20.
distributed
that
what
list
we
as well?
what I could of
Sure.
that.
yep.
After the robbery, he's the one that goes to the dining room and says, "Look at all this money, man!
How much did you get
I'd buy
for
a- I'd-
them?
I'd buy a
I got
Lamborghini."
stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're nice.
Hey, you're coming with us. You're gonna go to.
He's the
like,
waiter that goes out and buys a
dancer
Lamborghini.
festival.
Yep. Right.
Nothing
It's like
suspicious
fire
about
You have
that.
fine clothes.
He doesn't need fine
I'm gonna go
clothes.
retrieve my armor.
Same as your armor. His
Was it
armor
going to be done
access
today? I thought it was like, it was,
I thought it was
uh,
yesterday.
As long as it's
I thought you set it
Well,
up this
I've spent a
morning.
lot of money to make
It was
my
gonna be Friday
armor
day.
fine
Did we do the
clothes,
right?
so-
Yeah, his is
No.
specialty.
It was this
He
morning.
gets the same.
Okay.
He doesn't have the
Then yeah,
same
it's
level of
like-
their fine clothes.
Why
He
don't
gets
you
the
go
same-
spend some time getting cleaned up?
I'm gonna go check on
We
my
should probably
Elven
do that.
longbow though, because it's today that it was supposed to actually. Is this the second day of the
Right.
carnival?
This is the second day of
No,
carnival.
so I'm a day
What-
late,
what-
but still.
Before I ship
What
my
time
clothes
of day
out,
is it approximately?
Noon.
Did you get some
Is there-
buttons?
Huh?
You can hear the church bells in the
Yeah.
distance ringing noon.
Are there doctors?
He's got a whole
Are there
500K
docks
back
here?
in the inn.
On the mountain town?
No,
No.
I don't. Dude, there's two kids.
There are no docks
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Dockers.
Yeah.
So
Dockers?
I would have already turned up my armor.
Doctors. Oh,
Like,
physicians, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. There are probably physicians, yes.
No,
I'm gonna go try to find a physician.
You're going to try to find a
I've
physician?
already cleaned
Yeah.
up a little.
You have
Cleaned
an
up my
injury?
armor. I've been
In
every morning.
in that list
You
of
hurt?
people,
So
in the list of people, there was a
I don't know if a
physician
physician
listed.
was physically able to
Oh,
just
that one.
heal
That one
my
they,
points.
everybody says is a.
Well, you can heal hit
There's a
points
coup-
generally
easy
pretty quick
personal-
anyways.
Yeah, what is?
But never
I
mind.
mean, are you
So,
only injured due to hit points?
Yeah.
Don't
I don't have
check
any
it,
list,
but-
Yeah,
And
those,
you
those
probably-
effectively are
He was
gone
under
over a
the
night's rest.
Okay.
It's Luigi Pavarotti.
Are you looking to be a spellcaster
Yeah.
also, or just an engineer?
Just an engineer.
Okay.
It's a really long time before I get to be a good engineer.
That magic stuff
I
far
mean,
too complicated.
I mean, you made him an ear.
Every time I try to do magic, I die.
You've done really good so far. You made him an ear. You made me a sheath. No, you didn't. I bought my own sheath.
Did you
I
fail?
made a rope sheath.
You
Actually.
made a special ear that can
It was
work.
arts and crafts.
You would know because I probably would have talked to you as well because I don't know what contacts you have, but I'm trying to get my ear enchanted. So
Did you let him in on however much money that you were giving?
everybody got the exact same amount because
Which
I
was-
calculated by as if everybody was here.
Right, I understand. I didn't know if Carter had
I'm
been
pretty sure
before.
it was 21. I'm pretty sure it was 21.
It was, I believe, 20, but I don't
Yep.
remember.
It was. It was
20.
20.
Yeah.
20 gold.
20 gold.
Yeah, with the amount of money
And
you
my
need
my
to
first
get in.
10 my first 10 went to the group fund. And
Because
then-
yeah. You and I
That's
got
way even
less
some money.
because I only gave you out of that.
Characteristics
Now they know we got 90. I
cost
only gave
20
you
for
5
the
of it,
first
and I got
episode.
0 of it.
Yep.
So
Or is it 25?
I gotcha.
So, like I said, you guys are currently at the Square of Marshals. I understand you want to go to the Minotaur fights. Those are not until 4 o'clock.
I want to hit the drinking festival first.
You want to go to the Carnival, the Festival of Ales. Is there anywhere else anybody else wishes to go between now and 4 o'clock, assuming everybody gathers at the Minotaur fight?
I specifically tell him because I
You're,
dropped.
you're looking for your bow.
But at the same spot, it would be, I believe, the same people would be the information gathering that I need to do about his lady.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be dropping. If they have information, it's good information. I'm dropping a hell of a lot of money on that. So
we're gonna get fine quotes
that's
for
if they
you.
found anything in one day.
And then, did you want to go look for Wallenstein?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Okay. Because we'll go. So
Those are 2 different things.
we're gonna go
Two
to the.
different
You're gonna
places.
be at the drinking festival.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going with him or
What are
how's
you
it
guys
going?
doing? I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go get
to
him
the
fine
drinking
clothes.
festival. Okay.
So because he's like super smart.
I have a
Talking.
50 intelligence.
So
What
he
does
can
that
probably talk better to people. He's a smart guy. So unlike me, I'm charismatic, but
Yeah,
Nah.
they're pretty charming.
yeah, but not
Where would I go to
intelligent.
get
So
a
obviously, when questions
like-
come arise,
or writing kit and leaflets?
I also have
Scholars
language
don't wanna talk
guilder.
about
Writing kit?
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Language guilder can.
What
Probably
type
the
of
marketplace.
with the
Okay.
language guilder,
There's no like
and the
specific
guy that runs the commerce
Paper
facility,
store.
Okay.
I mean,
But-
there is no such thing as
Is there
a
like
paper
paper
store.
Printing
But-
press or something?
Oh,
So we'll handle
yeah,
that,
there's no
and then
printing presses. Everything's
go
handwritten.
there and then we'll look for him.
Now
but that
you
way
could go
you're
to
not
like
alone.
the
What are you
Wizards
talking
College
to
would
about?
typically be using a lot of
Um,
paper.
It's unfortunate. I need a
Well,
printing
he
press.
was more than happy
Yeah,
to
there
talk
are
about
no
the
printing
booze,
presses.
and I now know where Bugman's
Literally.
tent is, which he
Tier
was
4.
looking for, so I can
One of
give
the
him
requirements
that,
is a printing
which
press.
might make it
What do you
more
want,
accurate.
You
Bugman's
need a
tent
printing
for?
press?
Yes,
Bug
he
nose.
does.
I guess there is printing presses.
It's
Like,
like
apparently.
the
Okay,
high
fine.
quality.
It's not
One
needed
beer
for
is
now, and
4
I'm
dollars.
not going to reach
And
that.
it's
not a
Wallenstein
common
was the
thing.
guy who
Yeah.
just came in. Whoops. And
So-
was
I'm
like
gonna
drinking
go
all
to
the
the market.
beers, right? The high class guy.
To get some
That
paper.
me and you pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then
Okay.
George went and talked to him and bought.
Did you turn the oven off?
Wait a minute. One of you guys got
Did you?
No.
writing kit.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's fine. That we were told not to.
No,
And that. You procured a writing kit,
I
is
just-
correct?
did my homework
Yes.
and then went back
So
downstairs.
that or
Can I
That-
pay
that
you
was-
for said writing kit?
or we can look for
I don't even know what it's
So the
worth.
court
I'd save
decision
it off to you.
is the
Okay.
one that's
Beautiful.
taking
Someone,
care of step on a legitimate
Okay, what's
heir.
the-
But he's not getting any better than everything we've heard about.
If
him
you
so
sell
far
it,
is that
I would
he
like a cut.
is-
No,
Although-
I need it for my
So he's
advantage.
be
slowly.
careful
Mulder.
because it's very specific. It looks like it was a gift to that to
Understood.
someone that you may not want to get caught with it.
Understood. Well, let's get them not going to get caught with it.
Okay, so
Or
I
if
know
I
you're
am,
going to
then
talk
not.
to your contacts, Matt.
Yes,
Anybody going with you?
I would like somebody to go
Yeah,
with me.
I'll go
Alright.
with.
Okay, so you and William are going to go talk to your contacts. You are doing what?
We're gonna go get him some fine clothes
Okay,
And then we're gonna go talk to Wallenstein.
and see if we can find Wallenstein in the ale.
at the
Yeah.
festival. Okay, and you
but-
said you're going to the festival. And what are you doing?
I'm ashamed of
I'm sorry, but
well,
this
Why don't you come with me?
Okay, I was going to just real quick ask what's a marshal? I don't.
A what?
I can't think right
he's
now.
like a
That's
sheriff.
fine.
A marshal.
Just ask the question.
It'll
What's
take
a
What's a
marshal.
marshal? Like, would that be where
It's like a cop.
okay, trying to figure out where I could probably get information
Do you
from.
want to see the list
So
of
it's a
people?
square of like soldiers or policy.
Right. The marshals specifically are like military generals, commanders of the watch, so forth.
But,
That's
yeah,
the Lord Marshals.
I was wanting to go there and try and get more information because my soldier background. Because I don't think I did that when we were there.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just wanting to go do
I don't
that.
know if they've done it or not.
Okay, now where were you wanting me to go with you two?
I don't like going anywhere by myself because there's a whole cultist
Yeah.
thing here. I'd like some protection.
Okay.
So why don't you and I go get some
No,
drinks?
there's not.
Protect the war priest
Okay. Sure.
from
He's a
himself.
better
There's
soldier
no
than I am.
terrorists that are hunting down.
Yeah, there's no belief here.
Look at
No,
that.
nobody in the world knows your name.
That's right.
You're just
Is-
a priest of all.
And then we went ahead and let
Decent whiskey.
um
Heard him?
No, whatever his name is. Speedy, the runner.
Carlton?
Carlton, that's
Ooh.
it.
The rat?
No.
Did he get 20 gold?
No.
I did.
I'm sorry, what?
Did Carlton get 20 gold?
I did
Oh,
give
no. Okay.
after we met with the champion.
That's
gave him
his
some
hierarchy,
money.
in my opinion. So
Yeah,
whatever
he
you
did-
get
he
for
did
that.
Yeah, I
actively
gave him
give
some money
Carlton money.
after
Okay.
the champion,
Okay.
and
Carlton,
that was before we got the money from
I may
him,
need to
so,
hire him.
yeah.
I want to let him know that he's free to go do because he was supposed to go explore the city anyway. It was part of his thing. But
Okay.
but I need him back
Pamphleteer.
tomorrow.
I need a pamphlet here.
I need him back tomorrow to announce me
That's basically
At
it.
the
at the
festival?
Minotaur fight,
Okay.
fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excellent. You want me to meet you there, or you want to meet up beforehand?
Meet up beforehand in the morning or early afternoon. That way we can.
Okay.
you can
I'll
announce me on the
I'll
day.
probably be back here. I got some things I'm working on.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay. So
For the record, if he
That-
sticks,
Oh, man,
with
that
us, I
worries
might
me.
need to hire your hireling.
You're gonna need to hire a hireling.
Yeah.
Does he
Hire
need
your
money?
hireling.
no, he gave him a couple of shillings.
Oh, he's not.
Oh,
He's
I'll
not
give
mine.
him.
Oh, he seems like the perfect pamphleteer.
I'm gonna give him.
He's just a guy that. And
Free
we
gold.
don't really actually.
Okay.
We don't have to own him or anything.
That's a lot. For
He looks at it amazed and says, "Wow,
But afterwards,
that's
I mean,
more money than
after
I've
my
seen
fight,
in quite a while."
I won't need him.
But-
So, yeah.
Thank you.
You gave him
Make sure. Go get yourself some nice clothes.
Okay.
Right.
Go spend it on
You need to play the part, right?
Okay.
So get some nice clothes, what you can with that,
Okay.
and feed yourself.
Okay. He takes the money and heads off to see the sights of the town. Um,
Never gonna see him again.
Here's the solution.
lifetime gold. Make it gold.
Was there anywhere specific you wanted to go, or did you just want me
You
to
gotta change my short-term goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Turkey Festival.
We're gonna go
have
Duke's
some
house.
beer.
Oh, I was like your first one. So
I need one
give me-
bugs
Give me addicted to drugs. He
Okay.
already said he's gonna
from a
take me out.
player's perspective. I'm trying to
So,
justify
I
my
had him give me a whole
very
bunch of
large
drugs.
increase in consumer alcohol skill. So,
I have a decent amount
But
of
he's like,
consumer
this
alcohol,
drug is
so-
like
oh, there you go.
ridiculously
You and I
addictive.
can go get a drunk.
It's just enough to hopefully help me
Man, you were so
survive.
tired, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sore.
From what? Working out?
We don't do any weightlifting. That's during the rest of the school year and after football season.
Because of those 10 players who got suspended, they're
Yeah.
shuffling around the players, and the first line defense got moved to varsity, and he's second line defense got moved to first line defense. So now they're working him extra hard because he got to get up to speed. But the good thing is he's more likely to play during the JV game
Good job.
because now he's first line defense.
I might
Oh,
also
go on.
get only a little bit in varsity if we do well.
College.
College boy.
We're gonna
huh?
wreck Manleyburg. We've got it.
Probably.
Another adult.
Okay, so you are heading to check your contacts for the bow.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to take a few hours between getting there, talking to him, and so forth. You find the location fairly easily. This was in the southeast section, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just
It's
want to
not
make sure.
where- it's not
Just
the same area.
make sure which guild you're talking with there.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not the same area where we're trying to find the lady.
Okay.
The lady's the southwest.
Right.
We're at the rats, the round rat, I believe.
No.
No.
Drowned Rat is where the Sons of Ulrich are.
Yeah, well, I thought we were going to some border.
We will
You
be.
can.
Okay. I still did. I thought I had a 31 defense this entire time.
We're going
I have
to
71 defense.
Oh, that's good.
Cut Purse Tavern.
Good thing you figured
Cut
that
Purse.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head to the Cut Purse Tavern.
It's stronger than I thought it was.
How much do you
Um,
have?
71. If I did my math correctly.
That sounds high.
Which I did not do my math correctly.
Okay.
41 maybe.
Nope, I didn't do my math correctly.
I love it.
How much money did you put down initially for the search, if
Whatever the
anything?
50% of the cost of the bow.
50% of the cost of the bow? Okay, and you know elf bow costs 100 gold, correct?
No.
I thought they did.
It's like 16.
Yeah, it wasn't. But
Oh,
all
that's
you did
it?
was add. You just added
It's exotic,
50%.
Yeah, I know it's exotic. That's why I'm trying to figure out how much you would put down.
Hold on.
Whatever.
I
What,
put down because you said it's 50. Expected to cost 50% more than the cost of the elf bow. So the elf bow is typically 10 gold crowns, so it was 15. So I put down. Actually, I put down. I think it was 7.
7. Okay.
I didn't write it down. I knew it was rough. It was half the cost.
Okay. Okay. Give me a haggle roll. If William wants to assist, he can. Whoever has the higher haggle can make the roll. The other one can use a charm test to get a plus 20.
I have a 51 haggle. Because that would count as something
I
physical,
know.
correct?
What
I was
is-
gonna bring the.
That would count for the
I was gonna
inspiration.
bring you. Down
Which
there.
inspiration?
The divine
Dude,
inspiration.
dude,
The
dude,
fellowship
dude,
works
just
thing.
iron.
It is by far.
Okay, sure. Hold on. Let me resolve this first. Okay.
I don't even have it on my hotbar here.
So do you? What's your haggle skill, Matt?
I have no ranks in it, so.
So fellowship.
actually, it'd be a 37.
Okay. So he has a 51 currently.
Okay.
He can make the haggle roll. You get to make a charm test. If successful, he gets a plus 20 on the haggle.
If you want that.
37, either way.
How to use dual blade.
Sure. Why not?
Sure, hold on, let me see what I got here. I got a charm and a haggle, the same. It's no ranks in either. Charm? 79. Yeah, it's not on my program thing, so I was rolling.
I need to find an option to use my gregarious. Such an amazing ability.
122.
122. Okay, you get a plus 20 on your haggle. Give me a straight roll with that.
Okay. Modifier.
I wish I was doing
66. Okay. So,
Yeah, that was blind.
That's-
Did I seriously get a 66?
yes, it's a percentile roll.
But you add 70 something to it.
I
right?
have a 76.
So it's a 142.
You rolled a 66.
Right.
Oh, I rolled a 66.
Oh.
Alright.
Plus your skill
Plus
is
my skill.
plenty sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So, you talk to your contacts. They have located an elf bow for you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's not currently for sale.
In possession of who?
It's in the possession of the master of the hunt,
Okay.
who has offered it, given that the competition this year is lacking. He's offered it as a reward for any elf that can beat him in the archery contest.
Easy peasy.
What do I have to put-
Anybody else, I mean, he's made it fairly well known that if you can't really at least come close, then you really shouldn't be using an elf bow.
So what do you put up as? What do I have to put up as collateral?
According to the rogues, all you have to do is pay the entrance fee.
What's that?
Let's see.
50 gold.
15 gold.
I bet the guy before, so hey,
You have. So,
Get the bow for cheap.
The archery tournament.
Economics, obviously.
Good question.
It's 150 gold.
Here, I'll build you.
I'm very irritated with my guild here.
Tie string on it, and then I'll.
Unfortunately, as exotic as elf bows are, now they have a couple of fine longbows. If you're interested in those, okay, they don't. I mean, to you as an elf, you know they don't fundamentally meet the craftsmanship, the accuracy, and distance that an elf bow can really get. But they're good quality bows.
Right, I'll
Like a
your
plus
bow.
5 bow or something. Like
Plus
that.
5, plus 10 bow, and so forth. If you
Plus
want an
five,
elf
so
bow,
you see elf.
they're saying the only leads that they have in Middenheim is to compete against the archer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The archery is.
Square marker.
There is no entrance fee. They advise you that you have to look at least reasonably presentable. The process is that on entering, a priest of Shalya offers a collecting bowl. Entrants are expected to make a donation, typically of a few pennies, nothing much, and or silver or gold, depending on your status in the world.
Say 3 pennies is my station.
So for you, pennies would be completely reasonable.
That is
Okay.
literally more than I make.
Historically, warrior types give it the low end of the scale. Nobles and wizards and so forth give it the top end of the scale. The tournament is run fairly friendly. A lot of amusement. It's typically not a serious pursuit of excellence. Although Alevandrel is, like I said, has been complaining over yesterday that the current competition is severely lacking.
Okay.
So he's trying to entice other would-be champions by offering an elf bow to the winner.
All right. I guess I'm going to be joining the competition.
Okay.
You got this.
The competition itself is done with a regular bow or a short bow.
Okay.
Um,
That's what I have.
yep. And definitely no gunpowder.
Okay.
Shucks.
Okay. You stand 90 feet away from a target, shooting a target of 5 colored rings of increasing size. You fire 3 arrows and get a total score. I did.
On fire. If you lay the
Okay.
arrow on fire, burns the target.
I'll be going to join that.
Okay.
I'm very frustrated.
She'll get it.
It's okay, man.
It's only 90 feet.
Okay. No, that's at the current competition is at 2 o'clock.
Oh my god.
Okay. You have enough time to go there from the rogues if you want to enter today. Otherwise, there's typically an archery tournament most days. You can go to a later one if that's what you prefer.
I want to go now.
I can help you look presentable.
Look. What are you saying?
I'm saying you're not presentable enough to win yourself an elf bowl.
I can translate that for you.
So you want to do it,
You guys are rude.
You look like a dirty elf. I know you'd also talked about going to the Drowned Rats and talking with them. That if you do that, you won't have time to make the archery tournament.
I'm going to talk to them later on tonight. I tell you, I'm going to go to the tournament just so I can watch him shoot, so I can gauge his skill.
Okay. Okay.
As long as he's not using his elf bow in the tournament.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Elf bows are not allowed in the tournament.
Okay.
It is on display.
Okay.
And he makes a big deal at the start of the tournament about how this is available for if anybody can best him.
Is he like me? Is he a wood elf or is he a high elf?
I believe he is a wood elf. Pretty certain he is. He's a master of a hunt, so it makes more sense. Yeah. So okay, George, so you can get caught up. Everybody was at the the Square of Marshals watching the Graf's Champion fight. Around noon, that broke up. Everybody decided to go different directions. They gave Carlton some money and told him have fun on town and get some good clothes. But be back tomorrow for the troll fight or Minotaur fight.
It's Carlin the...
Carlton's the announcer guy.
That's totally going to be
The hireling.
Say a Minotaur to swallow the troll.
Are you aware of Carlton?
Yeah, I'm aware of
Okay.
him. It's just why did we give him money?
So he can get better clothes and enjoy his time on town. Thad gave him 3 gold,
Okay.
which
And
is a
so
lot
we
of
won't
money
have
for
to
him.
deal
He
with
was
them.
very
$3
excited.
gold.
I know.
You gave a dude a fortune and then go...
Yeah.
We gave
I
him
didn't
money
even
so
complain.
he'd get
I was just gonna
robbed
come
and
back and
killed.
see-
so
His
don't
plan
worry
might
about
be
it.
to get rid of Carlton
Yes.
by giving him enough money that he goes away. But
And I
Never
already,
do that.
okay,
I already bought him fancy gloves. That's why they.
Oh, you
Oh, that's
did?
right.
Yeah.
And gave him the purple glove.
Yeah, he has the purple
Yeah,
glove and
he has
all that
purple
fancy
glove.
That's right. He's out there running around looking like the purple. That poor child is doomed. I've got 3 gold and a purple glove.
Side note for our more time, I'm trying to convince George, at least one of his Bretonians, he needs to paint with a purple feather.
Yes.
Yes.
So, anyways, So what did you want to do? Matt and William went to go track down their contacts with the underworld. Carter and Andy are going to the Festival of Ales to try to track down Wallenstein. And Thad and Ben are going to
Go drink.
go drink at the Festival of Ales as well.
I was
Yes,
also,
okay,
if
you
we
guys-
have
okay,
time,
because
I
you've
wanna
already
go
talked to
stop
Wallenstein,
by
and
the
if the
square
two of you
market,
guys
see if
both
we
have
can get some
high intelligence,
info
you guys
there.
can-
We're going to the Square Marshal's later.
I want to get
And I
him
found,
to.
and I found his
Yeah,
beer.
we're going to go to the Minotaur
Oh, yeah.
fight in a couple
Well,
hours.
That's
the
not
other
the,
thing,
that's
you
the
directed me
that's
to where
the
West Wyoming
Barnabow
found it too.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Square of
So
Marshals
try
is
to
where
drink
the
it.
archery
I
tournament
wanted to
is.
see how it's going, 'cause it makes
You're
you
going to the
feel
lower
better.
class fights, which
It
is
also makes
which
you-
is the stadium where they do the
I
pit
had no
fighting.
consumed alcohol, that's
They're
the
going to
problem.
the upper class stuff where they do the Graf's Marshal and the archery and the higher
Any
class
information on
sports.
him,
Okay. What do you want to do?
Alpha
That-
Show.
Get him drinking that.
Next tomorrow.
That's right. You
Whoever
could
do it there,
compete,
just start buying it, let
beat
him
the elf,
see if he gets a little
and then
sloppy.
lord it over the elf with having that elf bow.
What is your
I have a
I would
good
hate
belief.
shooting forever.
Wait, what?
I have a noticeably nice archery skill.
Just see my hand reach
I
in.
took out
had
my
archery skill, I
longbow
would've been doing
skill.
Right?
Where?
If you let me
I'm too good
stuff
at being
arrows
good
at
at
the end of my guns and shoot them.
Nope. Gunpowder is not permitted.
What even is your longbow
Yeah.
skill?
I'm too good at being
Air
a back
pressure.
for
I'm not telling you.
Every one of the characters.
So, are you? You said you were going to archery tournament just to watch for this event? Okay. So the rest of you head over to the Festival of Ales, and let's see, that is at the Great Park. Yeah. Yeah, I figured you did.
Dad,
Yes.
just stating this, keep in mind I am not getting drunk to the point that, well, I'm not getting drunk. I'm just mainly there to make so
You don't know
make
what's
sure
Right.
he doesn't get in trouble. I can't.
So you're only tasting of every third beer.
That's up to the consumer.
Only a little drunk, not a lot of drunk.
I'm not drinking a
Drunk.
lot.
Not drunk.
Okay.
Yours is actually a little higher than mine.
Okay.
I had to put into that.
So you are going to avoid imbibing, while Thad is going to attempt to try all the beers.
Oh no, I just want to get more collectible mugs.
Okay.
I've got a bandolier already. I want to see if I can get a second one put together.
I
Okay.
mean, if we do end up getting
I
some
wanna-
sort of drink, I'll just
I'm
get
trying to
the
look
beer.
like a tourist,
Okay.
but at the same time, I'm gonna be noticing people with purple on. I'm gonna be watching to see if
Keep an eye out
anybody's
for that.
following us, stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Once or twice you see somebody wandering around with a purple glove.
Gotta get a penitent.
But he only has a single purple glove.
But
Loud and annoying.
Purple hand. There's
yeah,
only
I'll
one.
just me and him will go around. I'll just have like a beer or some sort of whiskey
Okay.
in my hand.
And you two were looking specifically for Wallenstein?
Three of us.
So
yeah.
The three of you? Okay.
Yep.
Hey George, could you grab me a Dr. Pepper, please?
Okay, go ahead and both groups give me a perception roll. Tell me of your group who gets the highest and what it is.
I
Here you go,
forgot
Carter.
my dice.
Here you go.
You forgot your dice.
Whoops.
If only you had a computer that could roll it for you.
Nope,
Okay.
it's not computer.
Yeah,
You said a perception?
Yep.
Who?
Us, all of us.
Oh,
I need the highest score from each of the two groups.
Oh, you're probably
Oh,
the highest
shit.
score.
That's not a good thing.
Perception.
77 plus 71. 168.
156.
I got 141.
68.
For what? Me?
You got 68.
Thank you. 168
Plus
plus
1 is 8. What do you know?
168 plus 49.
I got a higher perception skill than you.
217.
217?
Yeah,
Is that it?
He,
Insufficient.
You see,
I rolled
yeah,
up and did it, dude.
he beats me out of the park.
Okay.
after you roll.
He beats you out of the park.
Well, I have a 60
I
skill.
can't.
Get out of here, soldier.
I got a 50,
I can't forward.
55, so I ended up with a 106. So if you beat a 106.
Yeah, I got like
Carter got a 90
a 140 something.
Okay. Well, that's still a good
Is this
roll.
perception based?
Keep
Yes.
it
I'm
over.
glad you
Yeah.
don't have a higher perception. than
Okay.
me.
Well, I've got a 50 something, but I'm
Okay.
wearing a helmet.
113 for our group.
113 try?
Yeah, that's our high for our
That's the
group.
big thing. Is it?
Okay.
I always wonder, is that everybody
You like I rolled
helmets?
it.
Okay. You guys are wandering through. The place is, as expected, completely packed. People everywhere. You do occasionally see the glimpse of purple color, but doesn't seem to be anybody particularly notable as such. Nobody particularly stands out, at least for the first hour or so. While walking through the area, all of a sudden, you're sort of standing there looking imposing over people, sort of glaring at everybody that comes close, making sure they don't accost the priest, who's actively talking with the various stall owners, collecting a small selection of mugs and everything. When you hear a shout off to your side of somebody call out, "Stop, thief!" What do you do?
Wait, me or?
The two of you are there. You both are aware of what's happening.
I'll look over and see if somebody's running.
Okay.
See who's running.
You look around just in time to see a small kid dressed in poor-looking clothing break through the crowd and slam into you, where he stumbles and falls to the ground.
I'll grab him.
Okay.
Attempt to.
Behind him, coming through the crowd, pushing as best as they can, you see a fairly stout-looking halfling, big apron across his chest, covered in flour and so forth, huffing and puffing through the crowd. I mean, given that it's a whole big crowd of drunk people, he's having great difficulty
half
pushing
height.
through. Yeah, he's half height. Come pushing through. As he breaks out of the crowd, the crowd sort of parting right around you guys, giving a little bit of space. He breaks out and stops a few out, pausing, trying to catch his breath. The kid, laying on the ground next to you, looks up and says, "What's the matter with you, mister?" "Name's Carl." He looks over at the halfling. "My mates will clearly pay for that pie, sir. Not a problem at all." He looks up at you guys. The halfling is red-faced, flustered, obviously sweaty. The kid is sitting there with what looks like a meat pie in his hands. He takes a bite out of it and looks at you guys.
I got the perfect skill for this. Intimidation. Want to scare the
Smash.
crap out of this kid.
Okay.
You just turn him over, you're like,
While he intimidates the kid, I'm gonna step between the halfling, the kid, and him.
Okay.
Right. And man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like do waffle, not.
There's no
What's the-
waffle.
What are you planning to do?
Basically intimidating the kid to admit that we aren't with him. Basically, yeah. That, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you glare at him. Give me an intimidate roll.
I actually had to put skills into this.
Okay.
That's a 115. Yes, 115.
Okay. He snaps at the kid, yells at him loudly. The crowd is sort of looking kind of askew at you. The kid just looks up, chuckles a little bit, takes another bite of the pie. Says, "Name's Carl. Nice to meet you." Looks back over at the priest who's talking with the halfling. Says, "You know this kid? You gonna pay for that pie?"
Can
The
I
church.
just basically just
Well,
stand?
hold on.
I was just gonna like hold him
I'm
up.
trying to let him run this.
I understand. Okay.
While he was talking to him, after I was done yelling at the kid, I was going basically holding up by his scruff right
Okay.
in front of the
Okay.
little halfling.
At that point, I step in.
Okay.
The Church of Sigmar knows all its wayward sons. Carl here, he's obviously one of the followers, and I reach in and pull a silver out and slide it to the. I'll
Give it to
palm
the
over
halfling?
to the halfling. I'm sure this covers your expenses, and I apologize for this young man's
He takes the
bold
silver,
behavior.
looks at the two of you, easily 2 times his size, 3 times his size.
Yeah.
takes the silver and sort of glares at the kid, and then marches back into the crowd.
Whoa, hold on, merchant. What's your name, sir?
Name's Gary.
Gary?
Gary.
Gary the Halfling. Okay.
Got a
would you
problem with that?
No, I'm curious. What do you consider your meat pies to be the best meat pies in the market?
Well, the missus does.
Why don't we go give it a check? And I'll grab the kid by the other arm or whatever.
Okay.
Right.
He's currently holding him by the shirt at this point.
Like the scrum.
Kid's sort of dangling.
All right.
Happily eating the last of the pie.
How old is this kid?
Maybe 12.
Oh, so he's still pretty tall. For
Hey, he's 5 years younger
Tallish,
than me.
yeah.
Huh?
Tallish, yeah. Maybe 4 foot.
I'll set him down,
Okay.
and as he sets him down, I'll grab the back of the kid's neck,
Okay.
right, with my gauntlet,
Okay.
right? Not a good firm, like parental, you're in trouble grip.
Mhm.
Let's go make right with this man. And I walk over towards the man's stall.
Okay.
And escort him through the crowd.
Okay. He has a small baking shop. Effectively, has a little oven
Mhm.
that he's cooking up meat pies. Has a handful of them out for display and so forth. Selling them for 2 brass apiece.
2 brass. All right. I'll reach in, grab out 2 brass,
Okay.
right, and I'll give them to the kid.
Okay.
Pay this man for his pie.
Okay. Hands over the 2 brass.
All right. Now, sir, may I have one of your pies?
Sure. He hands over a pie.
All right. I'll just eat it and just.
Yeah. It's
Not
pretty.
bad.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, not bad. I'm going to proceed to ask him about the ingredients, his cooking methods, and why this seemingly tastes. And I'll take one of the mugs that I've already got on me. That's probably still got a little bit of it. Does he have anything?
Yeah,
to
he has a
drink?
halfling stout to go with the beef
Fuck
pie.
yeah! I'll have a halfling stout to go with it,
Okay.
and I'll really.
Tasty oatmeal stout.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll make sure the kids. Does he have like
Uh,
stools or something?
They're halfling sized.
That's fine.
And
I'll set the
the
kid on
bottles
those.
have these handmade labels saying Gary's finest.
Oh, that's fucking perfect. Can I buy one of these off of you, sir?
The mugs?
Yeah. As you can see, I've been enjoying my time here, and I wouldn't mind another.
I guess haven't had much asked for that. Sure,
Fantastic. That's awesome. Another silver?
sure.
All right. I'll slide him another silver, and
Okay.
I'll proceed to spend the next 20 or 30 minutes bullshitting with the man and his wife. And
Well, his wife's not here.
oh, he's not.
Yeah,
Where's
he's
the missus?
She's at home taking care of the kids.
Oh. I hear you halflings like to have a lot of kids.
Yeah, plenty of mouths to feed.
Okay. Well, hopefully my
Gives me lots of time to make these meat pies.
I'll bet. I'll just continue the conversation, charm him.
He goes through. I mean, other than other people coming up to buy some of the pies and the food and the beer and everything, he generally is open and discusses things.
Fantastic.
You do note that he seems to change the topic whenever it comes into what exactly is in the pies.
Oh, I'm sure I'm eating rat. That's fine.
But
All I can picture is Sweeney Todd.
Yes. Yes.
but otherwise, he seems fine.
No, something stuck in my head.
It's Minotaur.
It's the guys who failed at the Minotaur fight.
Meanwhile, you're still holding on to the kid,
No, but I'm. What was his name again?
Carl.
Carl. I'll lean down to Carl and go. Carl, don't you go anywhere. You're gonna stay with us for the next couple hours. As your penance.
Sure thing.
And then I'll proceed to as I'm bullshitting, I'll drop little nuggets of theological wisdom
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
And every time I do, I look at the young man
Okay.
and be like, and I'm basically proselytizing to the child, trying to convince him to join the church.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, he's in a religious timeout, exactly.
Give me a perception check.
I'm getting fucking stolen from.
Yes, no, absolutely. Absolutely. That's
That's
a
a
great
good roll.
idea. Yes.
89 plus.
What's my sleight of hand?
Yeah, it's just you and you.
143.
143.
Yep.
Okay.
Take off the mask. And you
Maybe
roll
10
a
minutes
5.
later, 15 minutes later or so,
Yeah,
he's not there when you turn back to look at him.
that's fine. That's fine. I appreciate the kid's moxie.
You would have got distracted after him talking about. Either you'd have been sitting there all listening to him like this, or you'd have been like, "Man, screw
Well,
this."
the thing is, I was honestly about bringing it up, but then you have well, I was going to be like standing between the exit with one of these meat pies, I guess,
Okay.
and like be just while they are just continuously talking.
Well, yeah.
Like
That's what they do.
family reunion.
So yeah, I mean, at one point you look away and you turn back and he's gone.
Okay.
I just left.
It's fine. He's a streeter. You gotta remember, that's where my character started too.
Uh-huh.
A streeter. So.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Could I possibly make like a perception check to see if I can tell what's in the pot?
Meat,
You don't want to know. If you're
Yeah,
eating it,
that's-
you don't want to know.
meat,
Studying it.
something green, and something a little bit chewy.
And something green, that's the tasty part.
If you find a ring, it's just a prize.
That's right. You win the prize! Yes, thank you. Give me the ring back.
Hooray!
Gotta put it into their pie. Okay, the others of you walking around the festival. Let's see, let me get back to the park. And the Festival of Fine Ales on Abendtag at this time frame. The most notable one you guys come across is Maximilian von Genscher.
Oh, the mark.
He is out with a handful of his men, enjoying some time, trying some beer and so forth. He has a squad. I forget what his particular role is. What did I list him
He's
as?
a command of the army of Midland.
Okay, so he has a squad of higher level officers that are accompanying him, and they're going between a handful of the different places trying the better quality beers. When you guys see them at a distance.
And Lady Heinfeld is that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to find.
We, I mean, none of us really have any connection to the military at all.
He's there.
But,
Yeah.
but everybody likes to talk when they drink, right?
What are we trying to get him to talk about?
Well,
Life.
is
Where do you store your most valuable loot?
yeah,
What productive to the
When
plot
you-
are we
What
trying
exactly
to
is your
do?
address? I have a friend that'd like to visit.
when you compensate,
Yes,
I
let's
know-
play some role playing game.
Yeah, half of you just go to all these events, make sure the NPCs are there, while Matt goes and robs them.
Who's my next mark? Okay. Got it.
If only you had a radio.
Right.
him, I don't know about anything that he's gonna tell us.
If I had a hand crossbow
Because he's-
stuff, I would be a master thief
Well-
right now. Well, and the trainer.
If
Yeah.
he might go tell us if they're looking to go to war with.
But that'd be really strange for a bunch of visitors to ask. So, are we going to war or are we not
It
going to
wasn't
war?
like my exact plan, like not those words probably, but like try to
Those
get
words.
What are your opinions on the political state of war?
yeah, like
Thank God the person.
like do you feel no like do you feel thank goodness they're charging all these taxes. Do you feel like the army of
I'd
Midland
be
is
really
ready?
bad to say what the wizard right next to us.
No,
What?
no, he knows I'm BSing everybody. He knows I'm evil.
Or the marshal goes, hey wizard, you're taxed again.
Well, I mean not immediately. Fine.
The marshal of the army wouldn't have that power regardless.
Oh well, what are we gonna do? Say no to him?
Yeah.
And then what? Then we got really bad
Hey,
problems.
you didn't pay gold for this token.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
While the rest of the party lets me get extorted.
That was the city watch. They absolutely would have that authority.
So when we talked to
The general of the army wouldn't care.
the champion, Schmiederhammer.
Oh yeah?
Dieter.
Schmiederhammer?
Yes, Schmiederhammer.
Isn't Dieter like your wife's maiden name?
No, Dietz.
Dietz.
And he, he was, He's like totally gung ho for the taxes, which is
Well, yeah, he's not getting taxed.
well, right.
What is so
And he works for the
interesting about
government, which means the more taxes,
Who?
the
Scully or
more he
Mulder?
gets paid.
No, because the
It's
taxes
probably
are
because
going
one
to
of them
war.
is paying attention, so the other one's jealous and has to pay
Taxes
attention,
is
and then
going
the first
to
one's
war.
jealous
To-
of the second
To a
one.
war fund is
Yeah.
what's been told to us
By
by
But
every
didn't have
person
a
that
dog
we've
in
got
the
any
house the
information
past
from.
3 days.
That's the reason Graft is.
That's
It's to
probably
keep
why
the
they're
keep the peace in all reality, but it's building a war chest. And
Well, if you think we can have a productive conversation, then I don't see why not. If you think it's just gonna result in either us getting haggled out of some extra money, or it's gonna result in us getting the entirety of Middenheim putting eyes on us, because we're asking some really personal questions, then let's
So the scenario here is, this is Genschner. He's effectively the general of the army, and he has his colonels and lieutenants and so forth around him, his military advisors. So, from a scenario standpoint, him turning around and saying, "Yeah, I think you guys owe me a bunch of money," in the middle of a public space, isn't going to happen. I mean, that's not his job. That wouldn't be his thinking, etc.
Yeah, I was just.
Okay.
he just doesn't want me to waste time.
I was more concerned with the fact that visitors to
Uh-huh.
Middenheim going up to the general of the Royal Army and asking about a potent war, not a potent war,
Big war.
a big war that could possibly come up.
Sounds like
Wouldn't
fun.
seem like the most appropriate thing.
Right. He's not gonna talk to you about state secrets or military plans or anything like that. Doesn't matter who you are.
I
Right.
don't know what we're going to gain from talking.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Ultimately, so we're trying to find the purple hand.
Yeah.
And figure out about the Wickendorfs.
Trying to find the purple hand. Meanwhile, you're outfitting people with purple hands.
he's diluting the soup. That's what's going on.
George is
I just
actually
want to
seeking-
point out, on a very serious note, for
The
those
master George
people,
is actually seeking
I
the
know you
Department of
understand this,
Purple Hand.
but for the younger crowd may not understand this, creating a fashion statement will create a fashion wave, which will make the purple thing moot if we continue to outfit people with purple.
Yeah.
So it happened quickly and it happened massively in these times.
That's right.
It's not like nowadays where it takes months for
Beaver skin
it was
hats.
Like in a day, bam, people all of a sudden started showing up with stuff because it was a
That's right.
fashion statement.
Next thing you know, everybody's going to have an elf bow.
That's right.
Except you.
Or they, you know,
I don't even know how to
start a
use it. I
business.
found mine in the alley.
That's right.
The word elf on it,
I made mine at home.
like a Nike symbol.
I hate you all.
The premium.
Look how far it
That's
shoots.
right.
I sell it like the
I got mine after killing an elf. It must be an elf bow.
He tried to mug me in the alley.
I made mine out of elf guts. From my bow.
That's right. Mine's made from real elf.
Yeah. I think you guys are right. We're not gonna. So different people are gonna be coming through here at different times.
I love watching him squirm. That's awesome.
He might become important later, but ultimately, I don't think it's worth bothering him.
And we might ruin our chances for later if we talk to him now.
And Carlton did tell him, his note did tell him to don't go out of your way to cause a big problem in Middenheim and make yourself the king of getting all of us on fire.
Immediately after seeing this note, I need a crier. I need someone who's going to scream my name to the masses. I was like, oh,
I'm important and not associated with the church.
Yes, I have learned over many years of running games. You tell the group to do A, they will do the opposite.
right?
Are you okay?
People go profile. I'm right here.
Purple hands for everybody.
The guy who's
raising expectations, we'll lower the expectations so we can always exceed it.
But or they want to do the opposite because they're the group he's talking about. So then they switch to the purple
Okay.
feet or the yellow feet.
So, am I gathering you are not going to approach him?
Not him. No, it's just but we'll keep an eye out while we're here, and hopefully someone else wanders by.
Okay.
and-
Okay.
You're here without announcing you're here. Who's been with you the entire time? It's either you or you. So that's all you had to do was announce Milton's here. Well, now we know where he's at. You know, the priest is right here because Milton's out there going, I'm Milton and I'm here.
Okay, so that's who you guys end up encountering or seeing at the place. You guys are wandering around. You spot at one point you hear a fairly boisterous voice coming from one of the beer tents, and there's a fairly large crowd in there. Sounds Talian coming from inside the beer tent. No,
Oh, okay.
Talian would be Italian.
I thought it was Asian.
Okay.
Yeah, Cathayan is Asian.
One of
I
the
had it totally wrong. Yeah, they're all Asian.
Sounds like a boisterous voice calling for more beer, rounds on me,
Oh, yeah, I
etc.
definitely walk over there.
Okay. You push in and you see Luigi at the bar. He has Luigi Pavarotti, the prince's physician,
Oh, okay.
is currently at the bar. He has 4 or 5 empty tankards, another 3 or 4 with him. 2 rather busty-looking women
Hell yeah.
on his left arm,
Yeah.
a third on his right arm,
Oh my god. I love
and
this
a
guy.
large crowd of people all gathered around enjoying free beer.
I partake of the beer.
Okay?
I'll start slowly weaseling my way through the crowd
Okay.
to get close to him.
Okay, and you're just like pushing your way through the crowd?
No, I said weaseling.
Okay.
You're like, hey, you're controlling your way through the crowd. There's ways to get through a crowd without
Sure.
making it obvious.
Sure.
You know, you take a few minutes to go a few feet.
Okay, what
How
are you
like
doing?
sniper scroll through grass.
What are you doing, Ben?
Crowd.
What are you doing, Ben?
How to catch a predator.
You see the priest disappeared into the crowd, grabs a beer and starts drinking.
Not like you disappear.
No, he can't, but he moves forward into the crowd.
Slashed up.
You can do.
He disappeared. Poof.
I like how everybody who's paying attention was like,
Bring up a list of names.
I'll just
Or you just hit the ad symbol.
grab
you
a
just list
beer,
names, and you click
Okay.
that name,
and just stand by the entrance
Okay.
and see how this unfolds.
Okay. While you are doing so, you're off on the side. You hear, you feel a little bit of a nudge on your side, and looking down, you see Carl. He has a big tankard of beer that he's drinking from next to you. Says, what?
The little kid that's sold
Yes.
meat pie?
Yes.
Okay.
That Carl.
and he's standing right next to us.
He's standing right next to him
me.
on the outskirts of this whole thing. He's drinking. He's enjoying the free beer too.
I love this kid.
He says, "Thanks, Governor. You're a gent. Anything I can do to help you out, for you helping me out with that little misunderstanding with that there halfling, you just let me know. Show you the sights. Show you the sights of the town, perhaps.
I need to reorient my thoughts.
Okay. While you pause and think, he downs the rest of the beer.
I'm
Wipes it on a dirty sleeve. Puts the tankard on a table.
And I'm unaware of this happening.
Correct. Yeah, you're weaseling your way into the crowd at this point.
I'm standing off on the side of the beer. Okay.
Don't get Flossbird.
Yeah.
Remember, you're acting.
I'm just trying to think.
Hmm?
Okay.
Call that a Sigmar comment.
It's on your
In the
mind,
crowd.
and then new ideas will come.
It only affect bad
So
things.
we're trying to find.
Hmm?
And
No.
It'll come to as the dialogue goes on.
okay.
I forgot that if there's one. good
Okay.
person who doesn't affect anything. I was gonna say it only affect the bad dudes.
Yeah, but what are the odds of finding it?
Okay. Okay.
The one good person in the city.
Where'd you end up going?
There's none in this
After
tent,
that.
including you. So, anyway,
Where'd you?
oh,
Where'd you go?
I had to give some of those pies back to my mates. Got to take care of them, you know. They depends on me. Got to look after your own.
Would this
Oh god, it's Ender.
band of guys have a name?
Andrew's getting Andrew.
Well, sure.
Like,
Of course, yeah. There's Uli, and Gunnar, and Karina, and Claudia.
Okay.
They depends on me. Do you want me to show you around? Show you the sights?
Make it deeper into Thieves Guild than you.
I was really wishing I was there.
Sure, but as long as you don't steal anything.
Steal?
Or
Would you think that I'm a thief?
borrow without paying.
Well, of course not. These beers here are free, and you fine fellows paid for the pies.
He is telling the truth.
Yeah.
Haven't stolen a thing. Crossed my heart.
He is the
But
smart.
sure.
That's right.
And while I'm assuming we're exiting.
Yeah, he heads out into the festival.
At that point, I'm going to double check all my stuff to
Oh, I
make
was
sure
never gonna
none of
follow
my
him.
stuff
If
was.
he went off to the crowd, see you, kid. I
Yeah.
wasn't falling for that shit twice.
Okay. Yeah, you check your stuff over. It appears to all be there. Do you want to take a careful inventory?
In the middle of a crowd. No, here's the gym that I.
Well, and, I mean, he also looks like he's heading out
Did you take that
after offering to show you around.
Sure, I'll go with it.
Okay, you follow him. Okay. So he wanders around the festival with you for a bit. Ben, he shows you around the festival, and seems to be a wealth of information in terms of the places to get the best deals, the best quality food, and the best, or shall I say, least perceptive people. Okay. He points out some quality bakeries and foods and stalls and things like that. Comments about the beers that are watering down their ales. He warned you of there's one section that are being staffed by some soldiers, and from Middenheim, and they're handing out beer to a lot of people. And then after they have a couple of beers, they clap them on the shoulder and then lead them around back. And he warns you, that you don't want to go over there unless you like serving in the military, things like that. So he points out a lot of these things going on.
Have they noticed my armor?
Yeah,
Everybody has.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Your armor is very much noticeable.
Nope, didn't see it.
He doesn't seem to pay attention to it because your armor is from the Reichland, and this is Middenheim, completely different army. But yeah, he certainly noticed it. I mean, both of you are obviously wealthy. Everybody notices that. Spends maybe an hour or so showing you around. Like I said, he seems to be a street urchin of some means as far as his skills. Definitely poor. Probably low-level brass quality as far as his clothing and so forth. And the way he puts it, he's willing to help out. If you need some help, you helped him out in a spot, he'd be willing to help you out. He'd even do it for free, though honestly his four friends, they rely on him. He wouldn't mind a little bit of a handout here and there, maybe a few pennies if you have them to spare, that sort of stuff. Greedy?
10 gold.
Okay. So
If you have interest, he's willing to help you out. Now, you guys are at the Great Park right now.
can you just ping that?
Is, I believe, the Great Park is right here. Okay, that's where the festival's ales are.
You get like range skills.
He says he lives up here, if it pings, in this neighborhood,
Up north
just north of there,
north of the
which
park.
is Freeburg.
Just real quick, park check right there.
That is where the Grand Council of Wizards is, as well as the Collegium Theologica. That's where he says he lives.
Okay.
He said you should be able to find him somewhere around the Red Moon if you have need of his services.
Okay. Can
He also points out, in a few cases, places where pickpockets are active, and comments, you don't want to go messing around with those people. The 3 guilds of the city all report up to the man, and he and his mates keep a low profile. They don't mess with those guys. Whatever they want, whatever you want from them, it always costs more than it's worth.
Okay. Okay. I'll go ahead and thank him for the mini tour around the park, and I'll go ahead and give him a silver and tell him try not to. How would I say this? Try not to really bring much attention and or mess with our group. I don't describe a few of us.
Give him a description of the group.
Do me a favor, don't rob these people.
Please don't describe. Going from 2 rooms away. Let me describe them to you so you know not what
Okay,
to
so
describe.
you give him a description of the group. You give him a
Not
silver.
a very detailed description, but
Well,
like,
then how's he going to know who not to mess with?
Don't rob the people with.
Sorry.
Don't pay attention to the rest of the group. Stick
I'll
with
just-
your
I'll
storyline.
just
Go ahead.
give him a silver and tell him
These are the people to rob.
try not to take stuff.
Well, I would never.
I believe him.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
do that. And
He happily takes the silver and says, "Oh, my mates will be thrilled with this. We get to eat tonight."
A fire bait.
and then, assuming he goes
Yeah.
somewhere.
A short time later, he disappears into the crowd. He does disappear into the crowd.
Good job.
And then, real quick, on like the side and between like 2 stalls, I'm just gonna give myself a real quick check.
Then you're going to do a full inventory,
Yeah.
and you're only missing your armor.
I was just thinking that. I'm like,
Over an hour.
All right, my money bag is here.
Man, I'm feeling so
Wait a minute.
Man.
It's like a
No,
level
you
20
do
rogue.
you do seem to have all of your stuff.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and start heading back to where he was last.
Really?
Okay. So meanwhile, you were working your way in.
Yes.
Give me, let's see. Let me get to Luigi. Okay.
Just do
As long as you're undetected.
Yeah,
You
go.
can take legendary
What is your fellowship?
Okay, my fellowship is 62.
Do you have? You're not an elf, I imagine. No, you are a war priest. Okay. So,
Scarred up, ugly war priest.
yes, that's pretty much what I thought. So yeah, you work your way or try to work your way in there. Give me a charm test.
Okay,
Okay.
I have a high charm.
That may be. You're an ugly
But
war
a
priest.
shitty roll.
10-10.
It's you, Dad. You should have
I'm gonna reroll it.
Okay.
A little better.
corruption.
Mutating.
133.
You mutate right in front of him.
So,
I need to talk to you.
You guys fit in.
Yeah, tentacle grows out of their pants.
Sigmar wouldn't have put it in the world.
That's right. Natural.
Exactly.
that sounds
133.
133. Okay. You push your way through. He seems far more interested in the ladies and the attractive people around him. And I mean, he's polite is probably an exaggeration. He is social in the way that somebody with money and lots of beer is social to everybody who takes the beer.
Yeah.
Okay, but functionally, he doesn't really pay much attention to you at all.
Couldn't I open and roll that one?
After 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so, he suggests everybody head out, especially the women that he has. He knows a couple of spots to head out to, and he and a small group of people all meander out of the place.
Did he say where?
He said a few phrases. You think some of them might be names of places,
Yeah, okay.
but you're not 100% sure. They're not anything you're familiar with.
Does there appear to be any security?
With him?
Mm-hmm.
No, not specifically.
Okay. I'll follow him.
Okay. You just follow him through the crowd. You head out. You're following him through the place, and like I said, it's maybe 8 or 9 people plus him and the 3 women. A little bit ways down the path, you see Ben coming back.
You said it was about an hour for me. Did you say it was only 2 minutes?
It felt like an hour. The kid just kept talking and pointing all these places. GM Fiat. So you see Ben wandering up the other way, checking his pouches and things like that as he moves.
I'll try to get his attention.
Okay.
I'm sure yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you stand out.
I'll just give him a head nod to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, you're stealthy, Dad.
Yeah.
I'll not be like right next to him, but I'll be a little bit back, not showing that I'm actively following him, but I am going to be following him.
You got that shadow rule on your
Yes,
armor.
shadow. I'm going to be shadowing him.
I'm glad I could help you with not what I was intending.
Okay.
Zombies.
Only lasts for like a minute.
Okay. So you're just going to follow him out of the festival?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna make it like I am barreling through the crowd and like deadlocking him.
Understood.
I'll have a mug in my hand.
You're going to try to somewhat subtly shadow him.
Oh yeah.
As much as the 2 highly visible people are.
What? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna act like I'm just gonna follow him,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna act like I was invited to the group, right?
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I'm just. Yeah, all this great drinking. We're gonna go to these other places. It's gonna be fantastic. Look at the tits on that broad. Blah 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 blah.
Does your character have any attractiveness qualities or anything like that?
No,
or just...
I'm actually shadowing him.
No, you're
No.
walking with me. I grabbed
No,
you.
I literally told
I know that. So okay, so your basic premise is you're sort of wandering around following this group while you're trying to be subtle and hide and follow that.
not. Well,
And again, for the last many games, both of you have made a big point about how notable your armor and
Oh,
outfits are.
100%, which is why
Yeah.
I gave up on the idea of shadowing them.
Right.
And just, cajoling? Is that the word?
Yeah,
I'm thinking
sure.
of? Yeah, along with them, right?
Okay.
Congealing.
Okay. Give me another charm test.
Oh, that's much gooder.
Happens sometimes. Thank God we have a backup.
159.
159. Okay. So you follow him through most of the festival. He seems to be heading towards the western side. After a while, he sort of warms up to the idea that you're part of the group and so forth. To the point that he seems to, some of your suggestions, some of your ideas and everything, he seems to take some interest in. And he says, you probably fit into these places we're going.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent. So why don't you join us?
What?
Not a problem.
I gotta ask, though. Are there gonna be more ladies?
At least.
Says the priest who's supposed to be keeping
No.
abstinence.
No.
That's Ulrich.
I'll whisper to him, there is no celibacy within the church. And
I've heard that of Sigmar.
yeah, let's
Yes.
do it, brother. Bring the hammer.
We don't leave room for Sigmar in these parts.
Okay. You've been following them at some distance. You see
do my best.
Thad has been generally accepted into the crowd, but they're reaching the end of the festival. Things are starting to thin out. At this point, it's probably going to be impossible for you to shadow them unless you have more thieving skills that I'm aware of. Given that your armor, your outfit is pretty notable, so you would have to stay pretty far away, and they could fairly easily disappear in the crowds. Do you want to make that attempt, or would you like to do something else, or do you want to let Thad go on his own?
Quick question: would that be perception or stealth based?
Stealth-based and perception.
Yeah, shadowing is both skills. If you fail one, if you fail your perception, you lose sight of them. If you fail your stealth, they find you.
No, got it.
I have a talent that allows me to eliminate some of that.
Shadowing is just very specific.
Okay. The thing is, I'm not good
I
with
feel like I
charm.
wasted a talent like that, honestly.
You are not good with charm. I agree with that.
I mean, it's pretty good if I
Uh,
follow a lot of people, but this group tends to just
I'll just,
kill first, then ask questions.
I'll just go basically do what he's doing, I guess. At
I'm
least
about to get
try.
this.
You're going to go join into the party?
Mounted like trophies.
I'm trying to figure out why I'm better if I'm better stealthing than I am charming because I only have a 35 charm.
It's your choice.
Not based on stats. What do you want to do?
Right.
I want
Who
to
cares what the stats are?
do what I've been doing.
Okay. So you give that a try. And you just follow them.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a perception check.
The Geneva Convention is not in place yet. Take advantage of it when they can. Bless you.
Shadowing is on 130, and then there's
That's
Right into the microphone.
that's a
too.
102.
I don't know what happened.
102. Okay. They're relatively easy to follow. They're not being overly quiet. Okay. And there's a big group plus a war priest. Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
See, now I gotta do that one.
This I need to roll really good.
Yes.
Base minus what, like 10 or 15, something like that.
Okay.
For my armor.
That's gross.
I'm just gonna use a fortune.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Sort of.
Well,
To
I'm gonna use
persuade
these
to
dice.
do
I
something
haven't
by
used the
sustain,
one for
focusing
yet.
or flattery.
So that's with my minus 10. Yeah. That'll be a 85.
85. Okay. So you're able to follow them out of the park to the west and then down towards the southwest section, Ostwald,
Down here.
down in this location. Around about that part, a couple of the group hang back and stop you and say, "Sorry, dude, this is a private party." Do you want to do something to the two, or how do you want to get past them, if anything? You can see
Can you-
Luigi's heading on with his group, and you're in danger of losing them at this point.
Could you describe the two that hung back?
They appear to be well-dressed younger men, maybe in their 20s or 30s, dressed in plain clothes, although they're fairly well-made clothes. They seem to have some wealth. One of them has a dagger at his side. The other one doesn't have a weapon at all.
I could totally beat the crap out of these guys.
If that's what you choose to do.
Uh,
The streets here are relatively quiet, but there are people. I mean, it's still midday.
okay. Hang on, can you real quick just ping again where we are? I thought we were
They
down,
were heading into Ostwald.
down here.
Yep.
Oh, you
The,
pinged.
the southwest.
Earlier you pinged over here.
The southwest section is where they're heading into.
That's not there. Oh no.
Broke some stuff loose.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start walking back. Keep
Okay.
it Still keeping an eye on the direction that they're going.
Right. Other than knowing they went into Ostwald, you won't know otherwise where they went.
Yes, and
Okay.
didn't like him or him tell us about what's in there?
I don't think they told you anything.
You guys didn't tell us about the spoiled fish or something? Fish place?
Spoiled fish? No. Carl told you all about a lot of spoiled fish.
No,
I think you're talking about
Drowned
no,
rat.
that's his place.
Yeah.
So I don't.
drowned rat.
If he wants to share it with you guys, go ahead.
The spoiled fish.
Yeah.
It's right next to the drowned rat.
Sean's over here like spoiled.
The only
Rotten
person,
Thompson.
the only person that knows about my place is him, and I think I'm the only person that knows about his place. So I'm not sure. So.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna turn back?
Yeah.
Okay. So they break your pursuit, and make sure that you head back and don't double around. So meanwhile, Thad,
Yes.
you and Luigi and
Yes.
crew
Yes.
head down into Ostwald.
Yes.
They head down into one of the area here is kind of dark and dismal.
Mhm.
Definitely not the clean area of town.
Interesting.
They turn down an alleyway, still yelling and shouting and enjoying themselves, drinking what little beer they have left at this point. The streets are busy, given the time of day,
Mhm.
but not packed like they were at the park.
All right. As we're walking,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna start kind of warming up, right? Rolling my shoulders, checking my weapons and stuff as we're just laughing and joking. But I'm gonna start getting my shit in combat, like preparedness,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I'm elevating my alert status.
Okay. A couple of the people with you take notice of that. They seem amused.
It's always good to be prepared, ladies.
Two of the women, one of the guys. They're all very very amused by your stretching and so forth.
Don't judge that hard.
They turn down one of the alleyways, and about halfway down is some stairs leading downward. Above it is a old wooden sign, labeling the place as the Middenheim Midden.
Midden.
Middenheim Midden.
Okay.
You're not 100% sure you could find the place again, given both the drinking that you've been doing with some regularity at this point, just with them because they keep offering you beer.
Yeah.
But Luigi heads down, knocks on the door. After a moment, a little window opens up. Somebody looks out, says something, and then opens the door, and the group goes in.
I'll go with
Okay.
it.
Inside is the expected flesh pit for Middenheim. Won't go into too much detail for obvious reasons, but you spend the next 3 to 4 hours there with them. In the meantime, is there anything that you wish to?
I'm going to be watching the patrons, all of them,
Okay.
looking for iconography of the Purple Hand or anything that might signify a chaos cult while I'm partaking of
Okay.
the exchange.
Okay.
I don't know what this is, and I'm kind of glad.
Okay.
Damn it! I wish you could have said that louder.
I know.
Let me get to.
And
Okay.
at no point will my hammer leave my relatively close grasp.
You said 22 gold. It was 22 gold, by the way.
Yeah.
It was not 20 flat. It was 22 each.
Okay.
It was
Like if I go into a room with somebody, right after I'm sure the undressing happens, I'll take the hammer with me and I'll joke around about it.
Now Ben understands what a flesh pit is.
Yeah,
So-
now I know what it is.
Yeah, there are individual chambers. There is no separation of the group.
Oh, the group stays together.
Yeah. Okay. They spend a few hours. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be anything that you would associate with chaos cultists
That's fine.
or anything like that. There's lots of iconography. and thus and so forth. Otherwise, he seems to be far more interested in having a good time
All right.
than anything else.
Well, I'll obviously partake. I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Going to be a damn.
That's what she
Yeah, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But
I thought you said I don't want to be
Okay.
a dad.
I don't care.
He'll never see these people again anyway. That's
60
their
sessions
problem.
later, we come back. Father!
You want a silver? Will that make you go away?
They have drugs for that.
Carlton.
Okay. Give me a perception check, and then is there any line of questioning that you want to ask or investigate?
I'm trying to figure out
Just
how
the
you
implication has scared Ben away from the table.
I'm trying to figure out how you would weave certain topics into conversation while
You don't.
these activities are happening.
You know about the
Well, that's where your charm skill comes in.
As we're leaving, we're like, was that who I think it was?
So we're leaving. High fiving him on the way out.
Anyways,
Oh man.
I just look at you discuss.
Man, I don't want to ruin the mood, but I'll make allusions to people maybe partying too hard and being burned by the church type things. You know what I mean?
okay.
I'm gonna inquire about the cultists within the city, but I'll do it in a manner of from the perspective of somebody who was partying too hard and maybe unduly caught the eye of the church as I'm literally doing
Okay.
something. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
So
Go
I
ahead.
don't want them to be like, oh, you know, the guy who's with me right now is.
The guy?
You're a guy?
What?
I'm the guy doing the. That's how the English language works. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll make my charm roll. Now that this has gotten us
Yes.
banned off of YouTube.
Yes. We don't know. We don't need to go into much detail here.
148.
148. Okay. So, the most notable things you get is he seems to have very little, if any, interest in politics. Okay. Anytime you broach the subject,
I get it.
he sort of dismisses it and so forth. His goals, his focus, seems to be more around his other activities.
Carnal pleasures.
Right.
A German type
Now,
of-
at least once or twice, you get the sense that the people that are with him, some of them might be being influenced otherwise. Okay? Like some people voice some objections or whatever, and then a short time later, they're all in.
Okay, then as
Okay.
soon as I start noticing that,
Mhm.
I'm going to start noticing, or I'm going to start looking for, are they being plied with certain drinks? Or
No.
no. So there's no
Nothing else-
substance abuse being
No,
happening.
nothing that anybody else isn't drinking also. You notice it's whenever he tends to talk with them, and then they
suddenly
change
they're
their
on
mind.
board. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You don't have anything definitive either way, though. Okay. As far as the rest, probably the one he is most annoyed with is Hildegard, the chaperone of the princess.
Of the princess?
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing a princess?
There?
No,
Oh, just that
She's
he's
not there.
complaining about.
I
Right,
would
he-
absolutely make
Gotcha.
sure I made time
Okay.
for that. Just, oh my god.
according to him, Hildegard is a old shrew. Is far too protective of the princess and the rest of the family,
Why, are
and
you trying to get in on the princess? Are you trying to include her in your
well,
your
no,
fun
but
activities here?
no,
Because
I'm trying.
My God, man, these are fun.
I'm trying to treat the Baron Stefan,
Oh yeah.
and she's always meddling.
What?
Okay.
Dude, do you know the kind of rumors that are on the street about that? That poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear he's ruined like a third eyeball out of his left nipple or some craziness.
No, definitely not.
You know why I said that, right? I'm trying to prod out. No, it's actually the tentacle coming out of his left butt cheek.
Nope. He doesn't have any information per se. According to him, we have
Nobody grew a recent purple hand on his face. That kind of developed, but other than that.
It's just a canker sore.
Yeah.
let's see.
I just got slapped.
Slept on it wrong.
I just got slapped really hard.
It's because of the recent fever.
No, the only thing you get out of him is his treatments with Baron Stefan are making a world of difference, and he's making improvements. Has been for the last month or two since he's been engaged.
Fantastic, man. I'll give him a
So-
high five.
As far as his knowledge of the churches and so forth, I mean the only church that has any significance here is
Only for you kids.
Ulrich.
Mhm.
And he notes at one point, although he doesn't really pay much attention to religion, up until now it's not had much use.
Yeah.
Um,
Up until now.
well, yeah, right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has noticed that the high priest has seemed particularly anxious as of late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the strife that's happening. That's pretty
Well, yeah, with the taxes and everything, it's bound to be a problem.
It is. I'm worried about the Reichland responding in kind. That's never a good thing.
Sure, it's the Empire. They're always going to fight.
That is true, and I understand that a man of your station and your means doesn't necessarily have the time within his day to give concern to the lowest members of our society. You know, the dregs. You know, the servants. But they're the ones that are going to suffer the most. You know, people like us, we don't really.
Well, that, and if necessary, just go home.
Really? You're not from here? I thought you were from Milton.
No, I'm from Talia.
Oh, that explains the accent.
Yeah, of course.
You know me, I'm from Reichland.
And the appetite.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yeah, alright.
So- meanwhile, you guys are heading to the archery tournament.
And it is.
Is where you guys were going. So let's switch topics.
That is a fantastic.
Great idea, Dad.
I've progressively made a few of the younger ones uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just the younger ones.
I've seen some pretty awful stuff. So.
Yeah. At the archery tournament, it starts shortly after 2 o'clock.
You didn't answer my question.
What?
Anyways, starts shortly after 2 o'clock. There are a variety of combatants. Okay. There are
Well, if you're here with me,
around
smash
13 or 14 people competing
I don't think a bunch of naked.
against Alavander. And a small crowd watching.
Do I have access to the bow?
Access to the bow, no.
Touch it.
To look at it, absolutely. It's on display.
I'll make eye contact with him
Okay.
if I can, and just nod,
Okay.
walk over. Obviously I sign up, but not for this one. But I want to check the bow out, make sure it's truly an authentic elven bow.
Definitely made from real elf.
All right.
Oh, whoa.
I'm very serious.
No,
That
it-
wouldn't bother me
it-
at all. That'd be like, all right.
Okay. It gives it the most twang.
It's made from elk bone.
No, it definitely looks like a high quality bow. elven design, inlaid with silvery runes,
Okay.
on display next to several armed guards.
That's a pretty bow.
And I'll watch them at that point. Tell
Okay.
the judge's skill. I don't know what these two skill is, but I know what mine is.
Alavander is participating. The other notables that you see here, if any of them interest you, are Filane, or Rolane, the bard, or the court
Kind of
jester.
expected.
Ulrich Schutzmann, who I believe is the watch commander.
Yeah.
Jana Eberhauer,
Okay.
and
Really?
Petra Liebkosen.
Schutzman is the
Petra.
internal security of Midnight.
I don't even
That's-
see
that's
Petra
City
on
Watch.
here.
Okay.
Liebkosen?
I must be looking past her somewhere.
She's probably, I believe she was one of the ladies of the court.
Yeah. Fourth one down.
Oh, okay. And I missed the very first one.
Rolane
Good.
LaFerrell.
Okay.
I have the bard. The beard.
Bard.
The herald. That's another elf, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All the elves.
Well, I'm
That's
glad
three
I
elves
can
in one
be here
place.
because
The
maybe
plot-
I pose as a short
the
elf.
plot
They are.
wizard.
Maybe I pose as a short elf.
What kind of magic resistance is that?
I mean, I'm 6'4".
I know.
I do not
Okay.
partake in any drink, and I've obviously
Fireballs are
not
for
dressed for the
orphans.
occasion, but I want to check this out. So
Okay. Now, I mean, the people that are competing
Has
ra- range in clothing from brass to gold.
Okay.
Some are wealthier. They have better quality arrows, better quality bows, but nothing that changes as far as the competition.
Okay.
As described, a priest of Shalia walks around with a offering bowl, and based on their station, they make various donations.
I put a silver in, even though I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, you note a handful of them. Some of them obviously tip down. One or two tip up.
You really tip down. I'd make a note of whoever does that.
As well,
If
not
they're
ne-
notable people.
they're not necessarily all the nobles and the wealthy
appropriate.
tip appropriately. The silver, some of them put in a few brass.
Okay.
The brass put in like one coin type stuff.
And I have my Shalia holy symbol out, by the way, because that's the nicest one I have.
Okay.
You just have a bunch of holy symbols of different deities.
I have 3. I'm still collecting more.
I'm just gonna put a gold
There's a
one
lot of
in.
gods.
Okay.
I don't actually have any silvers.
Like I said, the crowd is small, maybe only 50 or 60 people.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be a very popular event,
Right.
but there's a lot of camaraderie with it. It seems like a very friendly competition, to the point that Alavandril he takes his shots. He wins relatively easily, but then goes around and actually congratulates or encourages the other archers as they're shooting. Okay. Everybody seems to be very friendly with it. At the end, the winner, other than himself, is given a silver medallion with a blue ribbon.
Okay.
And according to the competition, at the end of the carnival, the overall winner gets the champion's medallion made out of gold.
Well, I will. If it's that nice, and I get the feel of the air is that nice, then I will actually, after watching him shoot, I will carouse for a little bit before going to where.
Okay.
I
Is there
have no
anybody you
intention of
I'm
gathering
just following.
information.
Okay. Okay. You just socialize and so forth.
And I'll, obviously, I'll say, I'll let everybody know I'm there for the elf book.
Okay. Yeah. A few others are as well.
All right.
Okay. What is your general archery skill?
98.
98. Okay.
Oh wow.
You suspect you're certainly at the high end of the scale.
Okay.
Okay. On par-ish with Alavandril, but certainly a possibility as far as a victory. It's not like he has a 150 or 200 or anything
Okay.
like that.
Because I understand, I have put 0 into me.
He might.
I get sideways.
He may have. He's been shooting left-handed.
I got 73.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend my time on there.
Mhm.
Just
Besides, I just got struck
With
way
just the
below,
crowd
gave me a
or
+10 to
anybody
my
specific?
attack rolls.
I'm gonna try to meet with.
I'm gonna give you a plus.
Strike my blow.
Alejandro? Okay.
A strike mighty blow isn't.
Yeah, like I said, he's very sociable. He's talking
Yeah,
with everybody.
but why I
That
take the
is
one
not
to
much of an
roll.
issue. So you approach him at one point. You are human. Okay. What sort of information are you trying to find out?
I mean, because if I'm not
Just
mistaken,
generally
I-
straight
Is that
up.
plus 2 strength, right?
Yes, he's
Plus that
one of my
shit's like a
few
plus
links
20
to
strength.
the one of my few possible links to the
strength.
ability.
strike mighty
Okay. So yeah, he seems friendly enough.
That's a
Seems to
And adding a 10
Um,
adds to your
the impression you get is
If
he's
I-
kind of
if I
bored
get
with this
19
competition.
guard, I get
It doesn't serve as much of a challenge. You get the impression that he has a desire to have more adventure rather than just be a court hunter.
And I'll try to hype up Matt.
Okay.
Give a grand story of how I once saw him take down 5 people in a matter of 10 seconds.
Okay. So you're gonna just hype him up,
Just hype him up.
just lying, or are you gonna tell
No,
actual events?
I'm gonna tell actual events that
Okay.
I've seen him do. And
Okay.
they just happen to be
Shoot the dude 5 times before he died.
I'm
He got completely destroyed by an ogre. I don't think you guys have seen that do anything heroic yet.
Yeah.
He's not even listening.
Yeah, he's talking to Ollivander, talking about your great deeds.
Who is?
He is.
Oh my god.
me and him.
While you're off talking with the crowd and everything, you hear something about and it took him 5 arrows to take out this ogre, and he hit him every single time.
Because he was right in my face. Amazing.
Can't forget how me and him one-on-one the Chaos Knight. You know, the very Chaos Knight that's sitting on my belt right now. I have a.
You have a Chaos Knight on your belt?
What?
You-
I
You're carrying around a rotten head?
What? I have his helmet, correction.
Okay.
Which I think was.
Which
That
was
was
fused to his head.
He did say he cleaned it out. He was going to try and wear it.
Yeah,
The whole idea was he was going to wear it as an
correct.
armor.
I was going to keep it as a trophy because my
Oh,
character
oh.
needed it,
Is that
but
not
I
regulated
cannot physically
chaos?
wear it.
Well, it depends.
Chaotic armor.
Okay.
I have it as just a general.
It's got chunks of flesh in it.
Got a head in it. That's why.
You guys remember in Robin Hood,
Uh-huh.
kids may not have seen the movie with Kevin Costner.
Uh-huh.
You had the barbarians coming to like the ball when they're all people, all these wealthy people. You had the barbarian walk by, and he's got like stuff hanging off him and stuff, and they're like, ew, that's him.
Yeah. Which is pretty much his reaction. Yeah, I mean, this is an upscale archery tournament. He doesn't really take very well to that and excuses himself because the tournament is done and they're serving their refreshments now. They come out, serve wines and finger sandwiches to everybody.
I tried to bring him specifically a nice wine. I'm assuming he's going to drink what everybody else drinks.
Yeah.
Just bring him a wine.
Okay.
Say, hopefully there'll be no hard feelings if I end up winning that bow.
No, we
I encourage you to
changed
try.
it
Many have.
where it is only a plus.
Perhaps you will prove me wrong.
We changed that.
How would I? What have you been saying?
Well,
Yeah.
I've been saying how
Yeah,
poor
but
the
like it
crop
says
of archers
there,
this year is.
It does extra
If
damage.
only Middenheim would invest proper funds into the archery skills,
Do they still
such
have
a
targets
fine.
up?
They do.
I'm not in the competition,
Okay.
but what's the hardest one to hit from where I'm at?
It's a standard target. It's a matter of hitting the bullseye.
So I smirk, step off to the side.
Shoots the archer.
Okay.
Got
Yeah, I
a
think it was strict. in
174.
doing that
A
with
174. Okay. You strike a bullseye into the red
and then
center.
start to stun it, you just had it.
Okay.
Look back at him and say,
But it's
hopefully my chances are good.
non-lethal.
but if nothing else, if you best me, and because I've watched you, I know that you're definitely an excellent archer. I still would like to have an in. I am of the blood, but I've been away for a long time. I would like an elf bow. do you have a means to get one? And you're not going to be giving up your one and only.
Well, I've offered this to whoever can best me in the archery tournament.
And I hope to best you, but if I don't measure up to being better than you, but yet I'm close. Would you deem me worthy of someone that you would be able to, could you show me?
We
the
can
right
talk.
direction?
We'll see just how well your skill is.
Okay.
Every elf hits a tree eventually.
I swear, I'll literally kind of like shrug it off and go, I haven't heard that insult in many years. But
Is that like an insult?
I'll also say,
Is that like an insult?
Any elf can fire an arrow in the forest and hit a tree.
but I'll also say, and I made that person eat their words as well.
Okay.
The tree.
Yes, I've heard some stories from your companion here. Perhaps if you come back to the competition, you might opt to leave him behind, or perhaps clean up some of his less savory aspects.
When he says it, I look confused. I'll look at him and say,
He has a helmet dangling on his side that still has bits of flesh.
don't all Ulrichians carry around the trophies of their conquests?
Ulrichians, perhaps, but this is high society.
Understood. I don't travel in high society.
Well, we
But-
can't all be right.
Hold on. Serious question. Does Warhammer have high elves and wood elves and
Yes.
all that shit?
Yes,
Okay. And this guy would be a high elf.
this guy would be a wood elf.
A wood elf. So you're
Yes.
both wood elves, but he travels in the high elves kind of society?
No, he travels in upper class society.
Alright.
Rich humans
I
to
look,
show off. And elves in general are fairly arrogant.
right.
Okay.
Of course.
I'm the only one with balls.
He's a human walking around with meat on his side at a high society party.
Well, I understand that.
Okay.
I was just understanding where this guy's station was. Is he in high elf? Like, is he in the strata higher than the wood elf?
He
They're
is.
both wood elves, but
he-
economically he's better
Yes,
off.
he's absolutely an upper class wood elf.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I will say, and I'm not trying to get into a fight with this guy at all, but I will say, when you surround yourself with sycophants, feeling like you're high society can be an illusion. Perhaps spending time with the woods and the surroundings that we're meant to be in should be more what you consider your society.
Certainly, it has been a few decades since I went back to the forest.
Decade. You've been there the last few days.
But I say it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to our competition. And
As do I. I'm eager to see what a fresh elf can do.
he's probably a bit older than me.
He's probably a bit older, yes. Although he doesn't look a day over 28.
I'm 90 some odd years old.
Yes.
He's probably a
You don't
good
look at like a day over
century or-
22.
Right.
He's probably a good century ahead of you.
So,
So, Sean,
yes.
the reason I did have an actual reason for taking the help.
I'm sure you did. That's fine.
I will intend to get it cleaned up eventually when I have to type it on body.
I have no problem with that. The difficulty is, although you scraped out most of the meat, you still got old meat, and it's been a week or two, and the weather has been warm.
Ooh, I can probably get more. Yeah.
Here it has been cold, but back in the Empire, when you got the helmet, it was pretty cold.
I thought
And
it
you-
was perfect, except
And you've been in the city.
Let's be realistic here. If he had rotten head meat walking around, he would be covered in
With flies.
and maggots, and probably most of the meat would be gone already.
That
the,
may-
the maggots would probably eat what
it would be
was left
sealed
in
in
there.
the skull. If there was a skull there, the brain will hold in there. You guys got to remember, the brain's encapsulated. It would be in there for a long time.
Brain rot's super fast.
Well, functionally though, I didn't realize he had that. Otherwise, that would have been an
I made
aspect.
enough
Yeah, that would-
comment
Okay.
about it when I got it.
Right, and which is fine. I don't mind. The point is, he has a helmet. Whatever the condition is, it's a chaos helmet with bits of goo whatever format. Okay, if you want to carry it around and be some sense of accepted in society, get it cleaned, get it properly prepared, and then wear it as a trophy, not just on your side. Because somebody who sees a Chaos helmet
And
is
a guy
going to
without a
think
helmet
it's
on.
your helmet,
Yeah.
and you are a Chaos Knight,
Fair point. How would I
Okay.
get it prepared?
like a priest of Sigmar.
How exactly would I get it prepared as a
You
trophy?
talk to a taxidermist.
Oh, it's just
I've
like
done that several times.
Yeah, same thing you do when you kill a deer or a muskrat or
Like what?
A
Like
mouse.
What bad you
I would
think?
just like if I were to use it as like armor or something, I would just like put it on a shoulder pad or something.
oh well, no, a helmet you would typically put on a display stand at a house. You don't generally walk around with it.
I
Look at this guy I killed.
issue
Put a banner pole.
the
Get a
issue
banner pole.
Stick them on
Yeah.
the barrel.
the issue I see is okay. I don't have this issue anymore, so I'm probably gonna stop complaining about it. But my character needed a helmet on him
Okay.
for his next tier.
From all of your
but he
knowledge,
cannot physically wear said helmet.
why not?
It's against his religion.
I guess that's a personal problem.
You screwed
Yeah.
yourself over.
That's not a story limitation.
No.
That's a personal limitation.
And
Now,
just trying to figure out a
all
way
of
to
you
work through it.
are highly aware of the mythology of Chaos Knights. Wearing a Chaos Knight's helmet is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And the reason you need a trapping of a helmet is because you wear it during training. Not just I have a helmet so I'm qualified. Okay? So
Again, I didn't realize.
I didn't realize. I mean, keeping it as a trinket or whatever, put it in your pack. I don't really care. It doesn't make a difference. If you're walking around with a Chaos helmet on your side with the intent of, at some point, I'm going to put it on and wear it, I'm going to caution you now. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. No, I'm never intending to wear it.
Okay.
I'm intending on it being an intimidation thing.
Okay.
I killed this
It's only slightly less bad than walking around with a Chaos symbol necklace out
Okay.
and in the open.
Then yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
shove it in my pack and just try to get someone to do it.
left like a castle.
Try to find someone.
Not to mention they carry curses.
Yeah, it's like
There's a lot of other effects that now that I know you have it may set in as more sleep rises tonight.
Okay.
Okay?
Is there any? Do we know how long her brother has been here?
Her brother.
The Wittgenstein people.
You do not.
So we have no.
You don't have a timeline per se.
Okay.
Other than, according to the Wittgendorfs, their information, he left some time ago and had recently sent a note from Middenheim. You don't have any relationship otherwise, or any knowledge. Okay, so it is at this point approximately 4 p.m.
Boom. Right
You
on
guys
the
are heading to the Barnabout Stadium.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody
I'm
not
still
going there?
busy,
Right. You're otherwise occupied. Everybody else heading to the Barnabout Stadium?
I'm going to watch the Minotaur fight. If you guys, I don't know if you guys are or
If
not.
we're not, that's fine.
I'm trying
I
to-
have no desire to watch it today.
Okay.
Other than to see how bad he's gonna die.
Well, I'm not fighting this one.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I expected the dwarf to kill him.
Right. That's what I'm looking at as a human, trying to see where because I'm a
probably
skill level with the dwarf.
We need to. We're heading over to try to get the information that they may have gleaned about
The drowned rat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are going to the drowned rat. You're going fishing, you said?
No.
Okay. That's good. There's no fishing in town.
Oh,
Because it's a mountain city. There's no rivers.
there's a pond.
Especially the non. The pond
There's a
of the
pond,
non-
yes. That does not mean fish live there naturally.
I'm absolutely changing to investigate.
Are the
Okay. Where are the two of you going?
I guess I'll go with Andy.
Minotaur fight?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you look so frustrated.
I'm fine.
Okay. Ben, what are you doing?
Well, wasn't I turned around from following him.
Correct. You got separated. You don't know where he went.
if you see any
Now, you are free to wander around the town or go somewhere else. Or you know the rest of the group was planning to meet up at the Barnabout Stadium for the Minotaur fight around 4 p.m.
If Wallenstein gives me a location,
I need to tell some other people about this, which just happened?
No, I don't believe so.
Because I was going to go to
I
the
don't
VIP
know
place,
that
but I wasn't
you
there
just
for that
did
section.
that.
So
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
passed
Oh,
it out,
yeah.
so
Yeah, that was that. Was,
that's
I'm
what
gonna go to the
asking if
stadium.
I
See if I can
do
find
something with
you
that
you
contact.
know he has a public office.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, other than that, I mean, you can ask around and see if you can find any information about him, or where he might be, if you want to do that.
I'm just gonna go in a Minotaur fight.
You're going to the Minotaur fight.
Inform people what happens and what I know, not what happened.
Okay. Fill in all the details you don't know about. Okay.
There was a curtain. The end.
I heard lots of strange noises.
And the screen faded to black.
That's right.
This episode
Like
might-
every
might
video
not
game.
be
Okay.
about me.
So you're gonna try to figure out, ask around, and see if anybody knows where he's gonna be. Okay. Give me a gossip roll.
If you were using something quicker.
I don't know. I'm trying to find
Wait.
something.
Ooh, what's up, beanbag?
My ear chain.
Fucked up the beanbag.
Do 100.
I can't
Okay.
do enchantments.
You ask around. The
Roomsmiths, you're with the
people in the
The dwarves.
merchants guild and so forth. You ask a couple of merchants where you might find Wallenstein. A couple of people volunteer that you hear that he is currently very interested in the Minotaur fights, and he's expected to be there today.
Okay.
So
I wonder who might have caused that.
Wallenstein.
So who's fighting at the Minotaur fight today?
It is
you don't know.
I'll ask. him.
Alklid von Hintz. Supposedly.
Dad,
I
Okay.
guess
just
so.
a quick statement. I'm keeping the Carl, to myself.
You keep the kids all to yourself.
Charlie's at the flesh pits.
Okay.
Oh, that's.
Okay. So the three of you head to the pits while you go, or to the stadium, while the other two of you are heading down to the drowned rats.
Yep.
Okay. At the
Only 15.
stadium, first obvious thing is: do any of you wish to place any bets?
I do.
Okay.
What are the odds for Minotaur to person right now?
The odds for the current victim, I mean volunteer, is 3 to 1.
Wait, so
In the
that
Minotaur's
you'll
favor?
win?
No. Well, in the Minotaur's favor, yes. If you bet on the Minotaur, you will get a third of your money back.
Okay.
So if you bet 3 gold, you'll get your 3 plus 1.
Yes. If you bet on the human, you bet 3 gold, you get 9.
What's the human?
It's just
So if I bet
his
2,
name's
I get
Alklid von
6.
Hintz.
Yes.
I'll bet.
You triple your money if you bet on the
Say
human
anything
and
about
he wins.
All right. I'll bet 3 on the human then.
I'm gonna bet 5 on the human.
You're all gonna lose.
You're
money.
you're not there.
I went there.
Well, you're not here.
Yep.
Come sit down.
I'm sitting down in the comfy.
I'm gonna check my odds for tomorrow. Have
Okay.
they gone better from 3 to 1?
Your odds are currently at
36. No, it's down to 33.
2 to 1.
All right.
I don't spend much.
Given the public perception and talk about your recent fight outside of the stadium.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet
Can
5
I,
gold on the human.
Can I attempt to gossip about the person who's fighting today?
You can.
Or
What, you trying to spread gossip or just find out information?
find out information about who
You
it
should have
is?
been lowering your
You
odds.
should just go down there and talk to the dude, see how capable he is.
Can't.
Why can't you?
I can't get back there at all. Nobody can until like the day of the fight. I can go back there. I've tried.
I didn't know there's a whole sparring thing where you can go back there and just basically train and you might be back there.
There's
Okay.
not, and I tried to go back to the first day when the Slayer was back there because I wanted to try to get a sneak peek of the Minotaur,
Hellraiser.
the one I'm supposed to fight, and they won't let me back there at all until the day of.
Okay.
Which, yeah, because I totally thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do a little recon,
Yeah.
but no.
Okay.
I
Should have
got a
been lowering your
53.
odds.
Hey, you can teleport
I
into the
could,
into the
yes.
Minotaur pen. Oh, hi, Hellraiser. I'm here to brush your fur.
How strong are you? Let's see.
Let's arm wrestle.
Would you like to get purple glove?
It's an entire purple glove. Well, it's a hook covering.
Oh, it covers one finger.
Did
Paint
Carter?
yourself.
Yeah, Carter's.
Okay, so tickets range from 2 brass to 10 silver.
Okay, I will take the 10 silver. You
Okay,
guys
you're
gonna
gonna take
sit
the
in
top
nice-
end one.
You guys gonna sit in a nice area too?
Okay.
Okay.
So those are the prime seats right at the middle of the Coliseum, right on either side of the nobility box, royal box.
Okay.
I'm not giving you guys money ever again.
I know, they just spend it all the time.
Give you money?
You have no idea what we're spending.
What's this money for but
But
spending?
anyways, that gets us. You got, I mean, definitely you guys up near where.
Okay, so it's the 3 of you. What, are you there with them as well? Or are you sitting somewhere else?
I went there with them.
Okay.
I said I was going with them.
So before the fight, and my understanding is you put 5 gold down and you put 3 on the human. Anybody else want
Assuming the odds were the
3 to 1?
was that the human was going to win, right?
It's
If
your
he
choice.
If he wins, you'll get 3 times your money.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he was
If he
going to gossip
loses,
on the guy, right?
He was trying to find out some information about the guy, which is fine. We can do that. Did either of you wish to put some
I was
bets?
trying to figure out any information about him.
That's
before
why I
I
was
started
going.
betting.
Oh, before you
That's-
found.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
I was
what
trying
what
to
was the
figure
name I gave you?
Ulrich von Hintz, Hintz, maybe.
Okay.
out.
So he is a younger would-be noble from Nordheim,
Well, there goes
Nordland? north of here.
Okay.
Okay. Who has been sent here by his family in order to make his name. Now, the family is a group of fish merchants. They run a large fishing fleet. The expectation, at least the word on the street, was he was going to make some good business dealings. But that takes time, and he's impatient. So he decided that the best way to get attention was to go in and fight a minotaur.
Okay.
That
So,
sounds like a good plan to me.
Wait, hang on.
That would be my plan.
Well, no, the bets are placed.
yeah.
You can't retract the bet before the match.
No,
What?
this isn't Vegas.
Which
These
is
are
limits but-
This is a city filled with 3 thieves guilds that will happily take your money, and they will follow up with payment.
Vegas is filled with plenty of thieves guilds.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna
Okay.
place bets. I just want to figure out how much it gets.
Well, can I replace my bet? Then this
You can place another bet. They will happily place more bets.
but you can't replace your bet.
Correct. If you want to put more on the human, on hints,
Like, I can't
Yeah.
say, can you put that 3 gold on the Minotaur
Has
instead?
anybody
No.
seen the said human?
Okay.
It's just
any of the group, no.
They just bring
Watch
out
him
another
walk
one.
out and he's Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, what's the name of the
Still gonna
this
get gored.
minotaur?
Snoodles.
Yeah, Heaven Pillow Snuggle Pony.
Oh, I don't know.
Sausage. It's just a big fat one. Can't move.
Now, who was that? Who told me about this information?
Just the crowd.
Okay.
They might be lying to you in order for you to bet on Minotaur. That way, when the human wins,
That's why
they
I'm
get
just,
more money.
That's why I'm
Then
just
devious
betting on
humans.
what wealth I have on daggers.
Just bang.
You just drop a bag of daggers on the table.
That's it.
If I win, I want triple these amount of
They
daggers.
do. They just bring more daggers. I love it.
All right, 72 daggers to go.
This one is known as Slaughterhorn.
Slaughterhorn.
Oh, easy peasy. He's got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a girly name.
Can I? So can I
Starting to
put?
think these are all just random names.
Could I put 5 gold on the
Minotaur?
car?
Sure.
Okay, so what will be the money if the Minotaur wins?
Am I there with him?
7.
1/3 of what you bet.
So if you bet 6, you'll
You
get
get your
2
5
additional.
Right. If you bet 6, you get 2 extra gold.
Am I
But
there
you
with
lose the 5 you already put down on the human.
Am I there with him?
possible.
Are you what?
Am I there with him?
Sure.
Don't. The math does not math.
The math doesn't matter. It's the new math.
Yeah.
See, what we have to do is make a grid of boxes.
You spend, you spend 10 gold and get 2 back.
No. You get 2
I
additional.
can feel my anger.
So-
So you spend 5 on the Minotaur and 5 on the soldier, and then give him 7 back. He's still down 3 gold.
No. If he bets 5 on, you're right because he loses 1.
Right.
But I'm gonna make sure you understand. If he bets 5 and he wins 2, or bets 6 and gets 2, he gets a total of 8 back. He only
He gets his
2
initial
for us.
bet back first.
Right.
He only profits
So
2.
Get 8 back.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
5 plus 2.
I said 6.
it's 6 is an easier math.
Because you're doing a third.
That math's math.
Right.
Assume a bet of 6 gold.
But the fact that he had bet, you're right. He'd already bet 5 on.
His net loss
The
would be
human.
4 gold. Well, 3
He's
gold.
good. Yeah, he's gonna have a net loss.
Right. Betting on both sides is not a good option.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
You can bet on both sides, and if the human wins, he'll still have an overall win,
Just less.
just less. That's the only thing it is. You're just
Unless
basically-
they tie.
Right.
Take the-
If that's the case, it's called.
They
That is
headbutt each
a
other and they
legit
both
thing that
knock
can
out.
happen in
Yes.
fights, and when it does, nobody wins.
The house
The
wins.
house gets it all.
Yeah.
Nobody wins with a
So if
headbutt.
he drops the Minotaur, then flops over due to bleeding, it's a tie.
Conceivably. I'm not sure. Hasn't happened in 5 years.
I mean, how are you going to cause bleeding?
The Minotaur can crit.
Yeah.
The Minotaur. Oh,
Yeah.
I heard that the other way around.
The Minotaur can lop your head off. You still get 3 rounds to stab and kill him.
Right.
Chicken with your head cut off. Stacked up. So are you going to make an additional bet, or are you just going to take your bet with the human?
And I hear 5 and 4 so far.
No, I'm just gonna go with the human. I'm just gonna go with the
I don't
1.
think they take daggers in payment, so I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, a bunch of money.
I'm here for research.
Okay. You win. You get your 5 gold turns into 20.
Yeah, that's what.
Wait, the odds went up?
No.
Fine.
He gets
You get
15.
3 times what you bet, and your original bet back.
Okay.
Go humans.
That's how the boxes stack up.
Have they ever had a year where the Minotaurs lost every fight?
No.
Okay.
That's what I was just thinking. The GM is propping you up, getting y'all confident.
Yep.
Yeah.
These minotaurs ain't shit.
Yeah, I'm about to lose 5 gold.
Yeah,
No.
he
No.
banes
Matt's
me.
making the general assumption that Milton's going to win.
Yeah. He's gonna bang me. It's
You see,
alright.
there's also a part of me that the
It-
gate's gonna open his big go. It's, part of me is just gonna think
Satyr.
It's a satyr.
Hellraiser. Bah.
If
Bah.
it opened up there's a satyr there, if I were you, I'd be like, damn it, I'm done.
Yep. He's gonna charm me.
Yeah, you're
That's a totally different show.
The little halfling shepherd says, "Really, he just has bad milk."
Uh oh.
it's just no reason because
Okay. So no other bets.
Nope.
Okay. So in
I'm
attendance,
already losing 5 gold.
in attendance for this show, is Natasha Sindlick,
Where's my list? Natasha. Lady the Court. Gotcha.
Siegfried Prunkvoll,
Knight Eternal.
the friendly elven archer Alavandrel, Goddard Wallenstein, and Sasha Rothbard.
Sasha. I'm not seeing a Sasha.
Yeah, I'm already losing 5 gold. I
Yeah.
don't want to lose
Okay.
more.
Sasha, he said.
Uh huh. A
just one of the people in the crowd just sitting.
Who's playing Sasha? Yep.
There's also a Bob
Yep.
and a Tom.
She
See, just to add extra mystery, I'm just going to randomly throw extra
wrote
names
words
out
in there, and
there.
I'm like, okay, this person's another thread. Sasha has all the answers. Find her.
Anyways, they are there. I honestly have no idea what Sasha's
Okay.
role is. I have a
You just know there's Sasha. Doesn't know what they do. Sasha just exists.
All of us.
They
Damn it, Sasha.
they are listed as a procurer, so
It's
I
the mother
imagine
of the
it's
bull.
a thieves guild type representative.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
they are notable. These are all the ones that are up on the podium
Gotcha.
for the wealthy noble families.
But we're right there. Close
You're
to
pretty
them.
close,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So before the match, during the match, is there any of them that you wish to interact with, or do you want to wait until after the match?
I would like to try to interact with Natasha.
Okay.
And and
Sasha
do-
Rothbard.
Do I know if she is
What do you do? Why are you here? What is
if
your
she is
purpose?
engaged or married to another, or is she a single lady of the court?
Natasha?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is your plot?
What are you meant for in this reality?
Look at their thought
Do
bubble.
you exist?
Okay. So the good thing is I found Sasha Rothbard's
Oh.
information.
Okay.
You just typed it.
They are no, they are a part of the crowd or part of the court. They look like a shady figure,
Oh.
okay, but are otherwise seated on the podium behind the rest. Okay, it has more of an air of an underworld connection rather than a diplomat or politician.
Gotcha.
Okay. They seem to be scanning the crowd frequently. So, you wanted to talk to Natasha
Yeah, I just don't
before
want to
the.
offend her significant other if she has one with what I'm about to do. What would you say?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! No,
I would say.
no, no. Not anything that bad. Just
When admitted times.
Ask her out.
So sausage not. She's not one of the names.
Sausage.
Sausage.
Sasha.
Sasha. No, she wasn't on there. I had to red herring. So.
Sausage. What is your purpose?
Okay.
Why are you
That
here?
would be very helpful if I could get a simple list of all these people.
No.
Motor. Stop ripping up the toy.
That'd be too convenient.
That would be.
I can be a
It
list.
doesn't
Okay.
have Sasha though.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't have sausage either. It's
Okay.
not a valid
This will work.
list.
Okay, so she is a lady of the court.
It's Germany.
Natasha Sinlik. Okay, she is. Nope. Leaves the court.
She's the halfling's wife.
See that?
Like
Yeah.
meat pies.
Okay. Okay. You try to get her attention
Mhm.
before the show. She's sort of sitting there with sort of an air of, you think at first elegance, and then you view it more as arrogance.
No.
She seems mildly entertained by the show, but really rather, it's considering it fairly irrelevant and not important to much of anything. Okay.
Man, you'd be
Give
perfect.
me a charm
together.
test.
Okay.
You two would be perfect.
Shoot, I haven't had to have my sheet out at all. Okay.
Hey, Matt. Want those two be here?
Yeah.
Great. They're both very arrogant.
92.
92.
92.
Okay. Yeah, she looks in your direction once or twice. Doesn't smile, doesn't frown or anything like that. Just sort of looks at you, and then almost plays it off like her glance just sort of accidentally landed on you, and she moves on to the rest of the crowd.
So I'm gonna act like I wasn't even like kind of.
She supports that.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, and then I immediately move on and be like, no, Sasha, you.
Yeah.
And try to get Sasha's attention. Same way.
Okay.
Like it was, it was aimed, it's like when you wave. and
Okay.
then it's- So, try this. Hey, alright. Here we go.
And she sets up the bomb.
That is a 141.
141. Okay.
That would work.
Yeah, you call out loudly, Sasha!
Yes.
Sasha!
That's all. If I had my herald here, this would be so much
That's
easier.
right. He pauses to look at you, then leans forward and whispers something to the others.
Oh, Sasha's a guy.
Yes.
Oh. This is awkward. Okay.
Leans forward to whisper to the other guys, and then gets up and excuses himself and leaves.
And I'm dragged to the front of it.
You can see that he is armed with a couple of weapons, unlike the rest of them, and seems to carry himself with an air of military prowess.
Oh no!
The man.
That seems underworldly, but martially.
Yes.
So
I
actually,
mean,
you can't
he
have
certainly
two
carries
They don't
himself
have
sort of with the air of what Ben's character has done, or the Troll Slayer has done. As far as you get the definitive impression that he's a man who knows how to use a weapon well, and potentially in ways that are untraceable.
Gotcha. And the weapons look like that's the type
Yes.
of weapons they would be.
Yes.
All right. I will.
Okay.
I will no longer yell.
Did he react in such a way? So the way I understand this is he kind of
Pretty much
flirted with the guy,
cat
right?
called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy kind of and then walked off.
No. The guy whispered something to the other nobles that were there,
Yeah.
and then excused himself and left.
Listen, man, I'm not.
Does he have a little walk, like a little sugar in his tank when he walks or anything?
No, I offended another person. I mean, why not everyone in this town want to kill me? I mean, that's a great idea.
I was wondering.
Angry
if he
women.
was hoping-
We should call for the other person.
Yeah. A good interpretation would be Andy offended the court assassin.
Oh,
Yeah. Only because it's not my fault. He had long hair. I thought it was a girl. I didn't know.
That's like, no, sorry, I thought you were a girl.
Yeah. Sorry.
That'll make it all better.
That saucer's a girl's name.
Would you like to?
Yep.
You're such a girly
The
man.
Minotaur's not even gonna get a chance.
Everybody's rooting for the Minotaur at this point.
Yeah.
Next morning, Andy comes up. He's a little bit weak.
Yep. Missing pieces.
So, would you like to go for 3?
No, because
Out-
there's no more. I thought it was a lady. I put
Okay,
it on the lady
outside
list.
outside of in the thing, you hear a horn blow as the event gets started.
Yeah, I just sheepishly turn around and sit down.
The noble boy comes out.
Is he like?
No.
Not
He's not a highly capable warrior by any means. He's not an adventurer. He is a younger, over-eager nobleman.
Is he one of the noblemen that met up with me in the bar?
He does look like one of those.
I will cheer as loud as possible. Try to
Okay.
not distract him. But
Yeah, he's wearing
You sent him here.
basically fighting leathers. I mean, you're not allowed to wear armor, but
Right.
you can wear nicer clothing.
Yeah.
So he has a bright white blouse. He has a rapier. And he has a air of cockiness about him that he can take on the world, and his parents are idiots, and he knows better.
Oh, he's about to find out.
And
And I'm about to lose
Then-
my gold.
whatever I said the Minotaur's name was,
Princess Kitty.
Slaughterhorn,
Yep.
Close.
is released. As you predicted, it appears to be more cow than Minotaur, as in it is a female Minotaur. It comes out. You need a female Minotaur?
I do. I consider that part of my doom. A woman, an angry female killed me. So
Okay.
I would
No,
be
she comes out. She's hefting a large maul. Looks at the guy, who is not really paying attention. He's coyly trying to play up the crowd about all his skills and everything. Basically, has his back turned to the cow. Who charges across. He spins and takes a swipe, and let's see his results.
So this reminds me.
No way.
Damn.
kills it.
And we were supposed to be cheers on Red Night. We had 4 of us each, right? And I'm out. My boy's carries. He rides up. He's getting ready.
You're
I'm like,
disintegration.
Kill him, Red Night. Kill him, right? I'm just losing my shit 'cause I had a few drinks at this point. He stops right in the middle of the thing. He turns and looks right at me. So I mean, I'm like from here to here to him on the horse, and he's like, "God damn, dude!" And then he puts it back, and I'm like, maybe I took it a little too far.
So anyways, he's playing up the crowd. Slaughterhorn takes off at a run, racing straight towards him. And about halfway there, he realizes, wait a minute, I probably should get serious about this. Spins just in time for Slaughterhorn to come slamming into him. And you see the rapier poke out the other side of the Minotaur.
Oh no.
The Minotaur keeps going, reaches down, grabs him by his shoulder, and proceeds to throttle him and throw him to the ground. And very quickly, his bright white puffy shirt is turned bright red. And the bullies are running out trying to get him off as his chest is ripped open by Slaughterhorn before pretty much anybody can get to him. Okay?
Yeah.
Somebody did not roll well.
It's a relatively short match as a result.
I'll go ahead and mark
Okay.
my
Key
gold off.
point, Rapier.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I already knew Pokey wasn't.
Yes.
Gonna do it 'cause
Go ahead and mark off your bets because those count as a loss.
Yes, I thought you
Yeah.
meant
It's
like
gotta be
Billy
a-
was. People thought
it
that
could
he
be
was
any
going to
weapon.
win.
No.
Can't
As
use
a match.
Three to one again for your odds are 3 to 1 for the human to win.
The only person I felt
I
has a
don't know
chance-
odds.
And I can't
Well,
get any critical.
we fought a Minotaur. They do like double damage with every swing using like a great axe, whatever. The only person that had a chance is the dwarf. He doesn't have a chance.
I do. I got it.
Well, but he has succeeded in making his odds get better
Right.
because he's only 2 to 1 now.
Which is bad.
Which
because
is-
you want to make yourself look like a fumbling idiot, so you walk in 5 to 1 or 6 to 1 odds and,
And
make
make-
the most money.
And then actually win maybe.
Yeah.
I
Bet on the
I
minute.
don't
This
know
isn't a make money
odds.
thing for me though.
I thought you were saying that the guy
That's why
had
bet on the
like
Minotaur.
I know
he
that.
was going to win. Like people
No.
thought he was going
No.
to win. I
No.
thought that was it.
No.
You don't have good odds against the
I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
We-
okay.
I thought
He
that.
got
I don't
It's
know
like
what
a
odds
drug
are.
style.
Okay, it's okay.
It's fine.
Did you honestly think the human was going to beat the Minotaur?
I
And
didn't
you-
even know.
Okay.
Then why
Well,
did you bet?
Then why did you bet?
Yeah, that's
It's like going up to a slot
Because I
machine but
heard
not
you
knowing
say
what it
there were
does.
31 odds, and I
You-
thought that
right.
was
So
the
so the
human.
guys that were taking the bets did their job well. You can get rich off of this. Okay. So don't worry about it.
That was my.
No, no,
Chalk
paying
it up to
attention.
you're tired.
That's what got
I
you.
don't ever spend
Okay.
gold.
So, with that, the place starts to break up and disperse and so forth. I mean, there's some fanfare after that. They cart the body off.
Yeah, I'm consistently staring at this body
Yeah.
with like white face.
Again, the intent of the bullies, the rodeo clowns, is to distract them before the Minotaur can devour the guy. They were not successful in this case. Which is part of the risk of the fight
Right.
that they've warned you about. Okay.
Hey, at least you won't be killed by the
So-
cult.
At the end of it, they calm the crowd down, who seems a mix of excited and horrified. But they calm him down and start advertising for the fight tomorrow. Surely it's bound to be far better because this Milton has made a name for himself. His name has been sung up and down the streets of Middenheim and has taken on many public duels and combats from the north town at the Marshall Square to the southern section of Ostwald. Many people have reported great battles against Milton, and he has been victorious on every one.
I immediately stand and turn and present myself and bow and
Okay.
That's it.
You're a handful of people around you. You're so brave to be trying that. And somebody else calls out, you're an idiot.
Who said that? My own people.
Artem says that.
I said bread.
Oh my god.
That's a rough time.
Goddard looks at you from the podium, nods at you guys, having talked to a few of you before. Alejandro stands there, looks admiring at you. He seems impressed by the fact that you're willing to take on the Minotaur.
It's okay.
I forget what Siegfried's role is.
Siegfried is the Knight Eternal.
Oh, yeah, you can't tell what his opinion is because he has his helmet on.
He's terrible.
Yeah. Sasha's already gone, and Natasha could care less.
So the jerk that
You see,
insulted
the
me.
issue is your drugs are gonna get spiked.
It might already be. I trusted.
You're still not sure which drug is which.
He would even be more spiked.
So he gave me 2 pouches and said, take this one first and this one second.
But he hasn't told anybody, even me, which drug is which.
Because
As far
they're
as I know,
so
they're two of the same-
horrifically
two of the
addicted.
same
Is
drug.
the way it's basically his plan is if he has to, he's going to take them both. And basically the way Sean has played it up is if you take them both, you're pretty much addicted. That's the chances you're at.
Depending on your role, but yeah, the role was really rough.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Gotta get a better consumer.
Which is why he got some hallucinogenic drugs also and mixed them in.
He's gonna have me tripping.
So yeah,
You won't be addicted, but you'll think you're high.
yeah,
I'm trying to hug a Minotaur.
you won't feel anything.
Okay. Is there anybody you wanted to interact with at this point before they leave?
If Wallenstein
Give me my money back.
has given me an approval type
He didn't really give you an approval. He noted your presence
gotcha. Okay.
because I think George had talked to him before.
Yeah.
There was some comment about he had planned to meet with him at the show, and then he didn't show up
Yeah.
because he was otherwise occupied. You were otherwise occupied. You were.
Yeah, that's just
So.
unfortunate timing.
Maybe he's going to the Light Singers tonight. If you guys want to ask him, probably he'll let him come here. Are you going to watch Light Singers?
The Light Singers?
Yeah. Is that
No,
any good?
I'm planning to go see the Barbarian of Versailles tonight.
Oh, that's a fancy show.
It is. That's why I'm going. Barbarian of Versailles is the opera at the where is this? The Royal College of Music. At 7 p.m.
You gonna go to that one, George?
Sure. You want to come too? Because that was the overall thing of getting us two into that. Since that was
Right.
all friends.
This is the one of the operas that the VIP pass was the backstage access to, was the operas and so forth.
I got him fine clothes too. So, like, the 3 of us can go. Yeah.
Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Between you
Sure.
guys' abilities and me just being notable.
Sure.
'Cause that's about it. I'm only known for the skill I have.
Okay.
I can't read anything or fellowship people.
So the 3 of you are planning then for the opera that night?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna have to secure tickets.
Did I secure tickets with that day I was securing
You're gonna be
tickets for?
sad when I don't show up.
I don't believe
To
you
the
spent
lights.
any money at the time.
Or you
I know I spent a decent bit of money on
Right,
stuff,
you
but
better do
yeah,
that.
I don't.
On getting your clothes and everything, I think so. Yeah.
Ben's
Well, I
at
didn't
the-
buy any clothes.
They're awful.
It was stuff for him for that night, and then
Okay.
Dan. So
Yeah,
Ben, you're at the. You were
So the
fight,
recitals
right?
didn't. There wasn't. I mean, there would have just been like payoffs to get in.
I lost 5 gold.
I know, but you were there.
The
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you because I know you, the 3 of us, were supposed to go to the light singing or light whatever. So
the
you
opera
know,
had the tickets
still
cost
going?
1 silver,
let him know
unless
I
you
won't be
want
there tonight,
the
so you guys don't
boxes.
wait around
Oh,
for me.
he's probably dead.
I don't
the
know.
box seats,
Maybe you guys
and then
show
those
up,
were gold.
and I'm gonna meet with these guys.
okay.
VIPs were gold.
No, box seats are a gold. Just a general access is a silver for the opera.
He's
So-
trying to be glad to be after party.
My understanding is the three of you are going.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you two went down to the Drowned Rat.
Yep.
You
So I don't
are you
know
making
if-
contact
I don't
with the
know if we're gonna
warehouse
do it
or the
with
tavern?
alcohol now. My original plan was that night, so.
I can't remember who we, it was the tavern where we talked to people.
Tavern.
So I don't
Yeah,
know what to do
tavern
with
over
alcohol.
here.
Tavern's where I was trying to gather the
Okay.
information from. Yeah.
Okay. So you wander into that.
I mean, we can, but.
They have their
I also
namesake
paid for the
up on a
drinks
shelf behind them.
and Because it's a alcohol.
Big glass
So
jar
I have no
filled
idea.
with a drowned rat.
Well, it did arrive.
I'm letting
Yeah,
him,
it did arrive.
I'm
It's
letting
just
him do the talking.
transporting it to him. That was the thing. So.
Okay.
I'm assuming he has.
You're-
I can make contact
I
as
mean,
well, so I'll make contact.
You want to
and
Okay.
drink if
then
we were there?
we'll discuss from there because I don't know. I mean, I do.
I
He's
mean-
told me,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to
Or-
keep that
I mean,
away
we
from
can't-
me.
Yeah. You guys walk in.
Since it's
Several eyes turn to you.
strong
I switch
alcohol,
over to the
then
Olin
we can
before we
ask
go
you
in. So
questions.
Olin holy symbol out now
Okay.
before I go in.
We're probably drinking wine. Sorry.
But you bought.
Walk
I
up to the
bought two.
bartender
That's fine. We can try
and
that.
order a drink.
Okay.
Good evening.
And yeah, good evening. Has there been any info as to our little hunt recently?
Yeah. We've been getting some information. This lady of yours is fairly active in the town these days. Must be the carnival or something.
Yeah, she was known to be quite the active little noblewoman.
Okay.
So
So what exactly you want
Is
to
it-
do with this person?
she recently issued a challenge to the two of us. That,
Okay.
Or more accurately, she issued a challenge to me, and I want to return said challenge.
We need to
I
find
just need
her
to find her.
whereabouts.
Her whereabouts?
Yes, we need to
Yes.
find out where she sleeps. That's what we asked
Ah.
for.
Don't know where she sleeps, but I hear she's going to be at the opera tonight. Coincidentally, I do have these 2 tickets. She slides it over to you. It's in a envelope. You see a symbol of Ulrich on it. Now, as part of your other conditions, we need, shall we say, a bit of a spectacle. Okay? As true believers of Ulrich, as you and your pointy-eared friend would be here.
Trotsky.
You see,
We're going.
we have a need to make a statement for all those would-be outsiders in the city. And we're thinking flames would probably be the way to do it.
What?
He puts over what you think might be a large tankard, and really it's like a small pony keg on the table. Says, I need you to put this down in the under the stage before the opera starts.
Understood?
Okay? You think you can handle that?
Yes.
Okay. By all means.
I shake my head. You're asking us to meddle into the affairs of the nobility in this town.
No, I'm simply asking him to complete his vows.
I'm
You
part
you
of
wouldn't
these
want to
vows.
go back on your words, now would you?
I never gave my word.
Certainly, but he did.
That's on him. I'm here to.
He
Oh,
is,
You
he
see a
is
couple of the other guys in the tavern start to shift a little bit.
he is but a informant.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
call-
that's not a good idea.
I'm not. I'm
We
not an
we don't
informant.
we don't like rats.
I
Points
tell
at the
you,
bottle.
He used an improper term. What I am is someone who.
You're a true believer.
I'm a supporter of the faith. That doesn't mean that I will
Exactly.
torch the innocent.
Yes.
Well, there are no innocent.
There
The sons of
are-
Ulrich stand for no outsiders and no influence in the city of Middenheim.
And I look at them.
And he looks closely at your symbol of Ulrich that you're wearing.
It's actually a nice one.
That may be, yeah. He says, yeah, of course. Somebody who has the means to have such a level of faith as yourself certainly would not want to go against the Suns.
I would never go
It
against.
would be perhaps ill-fated for you and your companions.
Companions, as in plural.
I don't care about that. You're talking to the wrong person about that. I'll say, I understand what you're trying to say to me, and I understand the risks involved, and I will support my friend in whatever he needs. But you try to push the idea of us being men of our word, and yet.
No. I never said you were men of your word. I said he's a man of his faith.
You said
And he made a sacred vow according to that there mark on the back of his shoulder.
I just shake my head again and say, okay, understood.
So here you go. He gives you a specific place to place this barrel underneath the stage, in the framework under the stage itself.
Where will she be seated? What does her ticket access and what do our tickets access?
Well, your tickets will access general access.
Where will she be?
I would assume as a nobleman she'll be up in one of the boxes. But if you want to strike back at her, this is certainly a way to do so.
Put it under the stage?
Yes.
That doesn't strike back at anything but the people who are acting.
Thus, it shouldn't be difficult.
Just do it, Matt. Just do it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine, Matt.
Oh man, I hope.
I have but one question to ask, and this will.
We'll be
It's very important
fine.
to me that you answer it.
Okay.
How many more of these will be placed?
The Sons of Ulrich are everywhere.
Oh, I gather that.
We're
but
only
one.
asking but for one for you.
Understood?
We'll be fine. Matt.
Terrorism.
Don't
Do you remember how they
worry.
blew up the church in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
That's
What?
Dragons fire.
fucking dragon's fire.
Fire.
Alright.
So you take the barrel.
Yep.
Okay. Weighs about 5 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, I should have figured that it would encumber me. You know, because I have a secret.
Alright. As we leave, obviously, I'm gonna, if he talks to me, I'm ignoring him. Keep an
While
eye
you're
out for-
leaving?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out for any people who are shadowing us.
Okay.
I have my
There are plenty of people on the street. You don't get the sense that anybody's particularly following you, but from what you understand of the organization, they have eyes a lot of places. So,
To me, that's part of being shadowed.
I understood. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anybody currently watching you. Or certainly you can find an alleyway or whatever out of view, if that's what you want.
Yeah. So I need to find a
I feel bad for Matt.
under the stage. Alright,
What do I
let's get this
remember of
done.
the layout of the gardens? And specifically the stage area of the gardens?
The
We
sta-
have like 2 hours to make this happen.
I know.
It's a larger, recent construction built up in the gardens. It is basically a small auditorium. Think like a Shakespearean style stage with a half circle of seats in front, a second floor of box seats for the wealthy, and the stage built up in front. So the entire thing would effectively be built up off the grounds of the park, up one floor, so that all the stage hands, all the props, any other things used in the show would be placed underneath it, and would either come on the stage from either off stage either side, or rise up from below.
Understood.
Okay.
So,
Fairly small structure, given that it's a recent construction, entirely wood.
okay.
maybe some tarps and cloth and things like that.
Yeah, they're easily flammable stuff.
Why would you do this?
How many? Was it just like an open space?
But I can recap.
No,
It says no.
it's an enclosed building in case of rain and because it's cold.
Okay.
As we're get a good distance away, I look at you and say, these are not Oricans. These are just simply people sowing seeds of chaos. They are specifically chaos supporters. They are not Orician supporters.
Terrorist supporters.
Terrorists, whatever you want to call it. You called them terrorists before. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you right now, they're not Oricians.
You are familiar. Well, give me a religion, Lord. Religion check
What the hell's
or intelligence if you don't have any.
Intel.
99.
Okay. You have heard of the Sons of Ulrich, and yeah, your synopsis is pretty close. They are a fanatical sect of Ulrich worshippers who believe in the standards and laws of Ulrich to an extreme, which includes non-Ulrichians and non-Middenheimers should be purged and removed. Something that has grown in popularity, especially with the current problems with the taxes,
Right.
because all the outsiders are obviously causing it.
I mean,
The issue that I ran into, I discovered a rather unfortunate meet
so many stages
that
in the sewer.
being an outsider, I wasn't able to leave. So
So you swear yourself to them rather than
rather than just
getting
commit die.
died. Understood.
Still,
All right. Go back to the inn.
Back to the drowned rat?
No.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yep. I know where I can find a roughly 5 pound keg.
Okay. Okay.
Don't look at me.
well, the good news is we were going back there as well to
Yeah, we're
retrieve
picking up
one
Okay.
of the casts.
Okay.
So
You guys wander back to
You can
the.
walk down with the keg. It doesn't say Bugman's on it. What is this?
we show up. It gets there regardless.
Okay. So the group meets back up at the Templar's Arms. You guys are wandering in. They're wandering in. Everybody sort of is crossing paths.
Oh my god.
Around that time, the high priest wanders back in too.
What is this stuck to the side of your armor? Like
Oh,
that's
those are panties, my bad.
disgusting. Yeah.
You didn't take your armor off?
There's rust all over.
Rusty.
That's just
He travels with protection everywhere.
yeah.
I wore my helmet the whole time.
Yes.
You dirty son.
Anyways,
Yeah. So we all.
Nobody knows what happened.
So
no.
all of us are.
I got some information,
Okay,
by the
here.
way.
You got some information? Okay. So we.
Weren't
are
you
we
guys looking for like the court
Are
doctor?
we doing this information here, or are we gonna go? Are we gonna go elsewhere, upstairs to?
Yeah, I need to get one of those kegs of
Let's go
bugs I
upstairs.
saw get brought here. Do you have them in your room?
I do, but what is it for?
I need it. How much did you pay? Like 5
22.
gold? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
He bought 2 of them.
Yeah, I bought two,
I just
so it's
want one.
11.
Alright. I already gave you 22, so that would cover it, right? That was my own earnings. Is anybody else earning any money here? I mean, Right?
I'm going
He's
to
right.
once I murder this minute tomorrow.
It gets deadly quiet. I was like,
So they're all your hirelings.
yes, right now.
Carlton's back also.
Oh,
He's seated over by the fire having a amazingly large meal.
still
It looks
got
like
his purple glove.
he still has a purple glove. It looks like he's eaten maybe half of it or so. And he gets your attention because he's currently playing on what looks like a mandolin.
Yeah.
Okay. He's changed his clothes. They are certainly more colorful. Not necessarily what some of you would consider nicer, but they're certainly more comfortable and more colorful. Okay. and he seems to be working on some sort of poem, maybe.
He's bohemian.
So he calls me over?
No, he's concentrating at this point. You just happen to hear some attempts at music. Yeah, and you look over and you see Carlton.
Yeah.
Hey, if he wants to learn how to play the flute, I can teach him.
Nothing, he's good.
I walk over to him, sit down with my mug of ale, and be like,
Excellent.
I have a story for you.
Okay.
Boy, did you ever miss out.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of busy right now.
What you doing?
I'm working on the announcement for tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll
The plan was to get
read it real quick.
He doesn't have anything written.
Oh,
questioning.
It's,
make sure you mention his enormous.
Do you think
I'll try. I'll see if I can work that in. I'll have to figure out something to rhyme with it.
ultimately
We're trying to think of something right now. We're like,
It was the quickest thing I could think in my head to find a replacement.
You need a replacement?
Scott, I need something to try to disguise it. Be like, hey, we put a cake down there. Sorry.
We are
I have entertaining speeches,
Okay.
so I will sit for a little bit and help
Sure.
him.
Okay. He seems to be trying to write some sort of epic poem.
You're gonna commit to die by doing this.
Okay.
Take me with you.
You know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm not poetic.
Okay.
Real life.
That's
so I
fine.
can't-
Yeah,
I
that's
can
fine.
see
At least of what I'm planning to do. I don't
So
plan
we're
on
gonna
putting
get-
the powder
we're gonna
cake
get
down
one-
there.
one cask. Okay. The three of us are we're taking a cask to Wallenstein, of the Bugmans.
Okay.
He's got. We're carrying that
To Wallenstein's place?
No, to the.
Oh, to the show
yeah,
to give to him.
To give him as a gift
Okay.
for his generosity.
Okay. So you're gonna bring a 5-pound or a 5-gallon jug or cask of
I
Bugman.
like to say it was heavier when you described it. That's why I had to pay delivery people.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I
It was like
agree.
5 gallons.
It's a 5-gallon. It's heavier than 5
How
pounds.
about this?
Yeah, it's like 40.
How about this?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Buttons. Or give it out or something. Because I don't want to give out. Just dump Bugmans. Fill the barrel up. And just go give it to the cast.
I have several different ideas. First, I'm assuming it's powder. It's black powder. Are we able to tell?
He is.
I mean, we're not going to open. Is it sealed, wax
Yes.
sealed, and all that?
It's sealed.
So there's no way for us to really know.
Oh, I can smell saltpeter and yeah. So I mean,
Is that what that is?
It has about the weight, certainly. I
makes
mean,
a little shaky sound inside.
sounds like some sort of sand-like substance inside.
There's a pretty.
There's
good
not a whole lot of airspace. It feels
Right.
it feels like it's packed fairly
chance.
solidly.
Yeah, it's
How many shots worth would this be?
a lot.
Is
A
it worth
lot.
something to you?
This in itself. I mean,
Huh?
yeah, I
Or we
wouldn't
just
mind
go
being
to
able to
both in
refill
the-
everything.
They haven't opened it yet.
So by chance, where are you guys going tonight?
Oh, we're going to watch the barbarian. Is it Ostaville?
The Barbarian of Vasil.
So it's close. I got you.
I wasn't even going to ask. That way, ignorance was bliss. It's like I wouldn't know.
No, we're going to meet with Wallenstein. I hope.
Yeah, we got our tickets right here.
Damn it.
Yep.
They actually look very similar to the ones you have.
Damn
A
it.
little bit more gold script on it.
You're the show's
Are
been
you?
supposed to
Where are you going tonight? You're going to the Light Singers, right?
I'm going
Ours
to
has
bed.
more gold on it?
You're going to bed.
No,
I'm
yours
going
does not.
to bed. I
Yours
was
is
gonna
just
go to
regular
libraries,
ink
but I'm a little
script.
tired.
Their tickets they show
You're
off
gonna go to
have
Light
gold
Singers with
script.
him,
Yeah,
so
I was.
He's gonna go to bed. Are you still going to the Light Singers?
Are you?
I'm not. I'm going to the
Okay, if we're going to
barbarian.
do something, we got to do it now.
Still.
Why? Oh, you're going to that play?
Because it's where Wallenstein is.
Well, let me tell you guys before you
What do you guys
leave what I
think,
found out.
So are you
It's
going?
just fill it with
I
water.
don't know where Melton's going.
So
Well,
You gotta
while
take
the
it.
stuff's in there. That's what
Yeah.
I plan on doing, too.
You
What
gotta
does
take it, or you
the-
gotta stand outside. I mean, that's.
I mean, you can easily just.
Sean,
I could
I'm
stand
gonna
outside.
take a
I mean, it's up to you. I just want to let you know that there's.
How long is it?
So what do the golden tickets let you guys
and
do?
because I feel
The
like he's
what? The
also a
gold tickets?
debaucherous.
Yeah.
It allows us
Type
to
of
sit up
person.
in the
I'll
box
actually give
seats
you
with the
details.
rich
Okay.
people. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm going to.
If I don't got a ticket,
I wanna meet
then I'm not going because I am not standing outside for 3 hours.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I want to meet the barbarian.
Okay.
Would the golden tickets allow us to get backstage so I can meet my idol?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about that.
What
I
do
just
you really
know-
want?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give my pistols. You're staying here
Yeah,
for
I'm
the night.
staying. I'm staying.
So
with
I'm
us.
not taking my pistols into here. I mean, my rapier's fine, so we'll
Yeah.
leave that. But my shot and all that kind of stuff is here with you. So
You're not even gonna leave one. Take one with you.
no, they're not. None of them are fine pistols. So
You know what?
Right.
I'm gonna try
A fancy rapier is certainly
Right.
reasonable. I mean, going to an opera, even armor wouldn't really make
Right.
sense.
I'll leave my bag with daggers in it with you.
Okay.
That's his life savings.
And I'm putting
Everything
on,
else is perfectly fine. Like I don't have any other weapons per se.
and I'm putting on my fine clothes and leaving my armor with you as well.
I am going.
So
Okay.
For the record, I'm gonna
so
put my
I'm-
helmet away.
I'm light.
Like,
Okay.
go
I'm-
set it.
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
be
get
out of my
okay.
armor tomorrow
You're
anyway.
right, I don't want to
I
have
just
that.
gotta get
Yeah, you don't want to
That's
generally
all.
have that.
So I'm leaving behind my bow, arrows, anything else that would throw me off in a crowd.
Is that an elven bow? Are you gonna leave that here?
It's not an elven bow, it's just a bow.
Shut up,
Oh.
jerk.
It's a bow owned by an elf.
Yes.
That does not make it elven.
Just a striped elf of
Yeah.
It's an
Well,
effing. It's an
Blade
effing
still-
bow.
What's that?
Is my blade still producing ink?
That's what
Yeah.
Carter said.
Okay.
He goes,
You bringing
I'm
it?
an
Put a
engineer.
cigarette
He's like,
for air on it.
he was just gonna put elf on every bow and then sell them out to the crowd as elfin bows, like Nike. He said he was
That'd be
just that's he's gonna
amazing.
just be making money.
That would be
So-
amazing.
Everybody's got an elfin
Matt.
bow.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Another one.
I'll specifically take him away from the group.
That's a
Okay.
good idea.
I got this blade. I supposedly got it enchanted by the church.
Okay.
And it's producing heat.
Okay.
I'll draw it, hand it to him.
I'm gonna wear the purple glove also. My purple.
The other purple glove? Is that the
him,
left one?
No, I have the right one.
Okay.
show him that it actually is producing. It's warmed with a touch.
Feels normal to you.
I got you good for blade.
Wait, what?
No.
Feels normal.
Okay. They go, sure it does.
Is it?
It
Producing.
feels warm to you.
Maybe you have to be a true believer.
Maybe.
You did take the vow.
So it doesn't feel warm to you.
Feels like steel.
Yes, steel's
What?
very cold to an elf.
Iron. Feels like iron.
Well, I don't want to leave it here because it's a
And
very
this is
expensive
for
weapon.
after Minotaur
That-
and
As much as it might be really heavy,
and
it's still a
if
very
it does
expensive
survive.
weapon.
How are we gonna get in and plant this without leaving our stuff behind? I mean, how are you going to?
Memory
I should
hit
say.
with his pistol.
Security?
Oh,
How are you gonna
that
pass
right.
off this
I do.
security?
That was a joke. I don't know. Kind of why I was trying to get a golden ticket.
Well, we try one thing. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, so be it. You can go with me, or you can
Yeah.
say, all I'm gonna do is walk straight up to it, like I own the place,
He's
and
got
act like I'm
strong
gonna be
back. He's
one of the
always
people
careful.
setting it up.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get there early enough, because that's why I'm like, we need to go now.
Yeah. Okay. I like that plan.
But I want to find something that's roughly the same size of a drink, maybe two of them,
Okay.
because that's usually, I mean, stagehands are basic
I'll
grunts
tell
like me, they're, you know, bronze people.
That's smart.
Lion,
There's plenty of beer at the park.
roughly the
Yep.
same size,
As the cask,
yes.
you can easily buy some.
Okay,
Cool.
Okay. You spend the silver on a keg of beer.
okay, well, we'll get 3 kegs. Now we get 3 kegs.
Okay. 5 pounds a piece.
I got it.
That's fine. Okay, we'll head that way.
Andy, the
Okay.
outfit needs some more purple.
And are you guys taking your weapons?
Only weapon I'm taking is the one that doesn't part from my body.
Taking.
The
Just thinking maybe on the way.
Wittgenstein's dagger.
Okay.
I don't leave that anywhere. It's hidden. Yeah.
I
Okay.
genuinely thought you were
I've
talking about your penis.
stated how I'm dealing with the sword. I'm not leaving it behind.
You're not leaving your sword, your big sword behind.
Stagehand. The stagehand would have his own
Not a
belongings.
not a great sword.
It's an advanced weapon.
It's advanced
sure you're
weapon,
bringing a
and
rotting
then stage
skull
hands are going to
with
be brass level
Yeah,
quality.
You're right.
No stagehand could afford a great sword.
I'll leave it
Most
behind in the room.
daggers
You can
are-
bring a dagger.
I'll leave it behind in the room.
Besides which, it's not very useful.
I'll bring a second dagger too.
There's a bag on the table right now with a bunch of daggers.
You can tell from all the holes
You know what?
in it.
Come to think about that, somebody's been joking about stealing daggers from this group. So I'll bring all three of my daggers with me. 'Cause I don't
Okay.
want him to steal them.
Okay.
So-
So you have a collection of knives,
One
and
of
you
each.
have a knife.
I have a. Wait, I don't have a knife. But
You're gonna bring the traditional
You want
stagehand weapon of a whip.
no.
Here, you want to carry one?
Sure, I'll carry
Toss
it.
one of my daggers. Sticks in it.
Stabs him in
One of the
head,
normal
kills him.
daggers or the other one?
It's normal.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave the whip behind because
Okay.
I
And are you guys wearing your armor?
Yeah, I don't have one.
I don't have armor.
Okay, that works.
My armor is getting worked on.
Okay. So you guys head over to the stage for the opera. You get there. It's still an hour before showtime. There's a lot of people running around. There's a lot of chaos with people doing last-minute preparations and so forth. There is a couple of postings outside the stage advertising the various shows. This one is a little older. The one that catches your eye is this one.
Dwarven. That's Dwarven script. Okay.
I can't read. I have no idea what it says.
Yeah, I'm the only one who can read that in this group.
I thought it wouldn't really catch my eye. Just be like, yeah, papers.
Okay.
Dwarves. I don't care about
Do either of you read?
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
I do.
Okay. So, anyways, that sign is currently being posted. Up while they're working on taking down the ones for tonight because those have already done their job. There are a small number of people gathered out around the entrance, just waiting for people to go in. And your intent is just to walk in as a stagehand.
Not well, wherever we have to go to as a stagehand. Stagehands wouldn't come in.
Right, they're not going into the main entrance. So you go around the back. You see several people going in and out, and you're just going to walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any etiquette skills or social skills along these lines?
All that
I have,
underworld.
What?
I said,
I
Oof.
have politics.
I actually have it.
No.
I was there.
I have etiquette.
Etiquette Gilder.
I have free needs art writing, lore politics, and trade printing.
None of which apply.
Yeah,
I do.
I figured as much.
Criminal.
Okay. That wouldn't necessarily apply either.
It might, but it might keep people from messing with me.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. Okay, give me a general a fellowship roll for the two of you. Or each of you give me a fellowship roll.
Would I apply my inspiration?
116.
Sure, I will do that.
I think I rolled that correctly. Yeah, one something.
123.
Yeah,
Okay.
120.
So both of you go in. Nobody seems to. A couple of people notice you just walking in. They don't say anything because they're far too busy doing other stuff. Inside the main hall is, like I said, a fairly open area. There is wooden benches for the general crowd, and up above there's maybe 12 or 13 box seats.
Okay.
Okay. The stage is out front, and there's some thick, heavy curtains that are rolled out in front of the stage. Several stagehands are currently working, putting some props and stage fixings and everything up. In the center is a large hole for a lift to lift things up from down below. And in the back there is a ladder that leads down to the lower stage.
That's where I'm heading.
Okay. You guys head down there. The direction from the drowned rat was to place the barrel directly under the lift.
Okay.
You head down there. There's a small team of maybe 5 or 6 guys. It looks like they're fastening things into little bundles of things into like iron tubes at different stages around the perimeter of the stage.
Damn it. Anyway, any of them give me shit, I immediately talk to them. Now, I have the working symbol out, by the way, just in case.
Okay.
But I just walk over and I set one of the cask of fluids, whatever that may be, down off to the side, whatever disgusting swill we may have bought, and I walk over and set the, unless you have the cask.
I assume I have the task.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I walk over and set him on the lift.
Anybody looking his direction as he's walking that way, I'll keep my eye up. I will distract immediately with, hey, we brought some refreshments. We figured you guys would be needing it right now. We know the show's coming on quickly.
Okay, give me a blind GM roll.
I have adequate enough intimidate. If that
I'm not worried about
needs to be
intimidating anybody. Just D100.
Uh-huh.
Raw drinks.
Slash R.
Drink it now.
Good.
I'm like a skull.
Did it work? Error, unresolved string. Oh, S. I put an S instead of D. Sorry. Now let's try it.
Fancy roll.
Okay. Is that what's your bonus?
For what?
Perception.
Oh, if it was a blind
Yes.
perception roll, I could do that.
Yes.
No, it's very good. Very perceptive. 80.
80. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's paying any attention to you guys. Like I said, they're busy doing whatever it is they're doing. And after a minute or two, you have it where you were asked to place it.
Okay.
Yep. Then we just walk out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure if there is a spot where I see people have set lunches and stuff,
Place
that's
one
where I
there.
put the casks.
Yeah.
Okay. No, there is a catering table further behind the stage where people are getting dressed and getting ready and everything. There's various food stuffs there.
Okay, well, I'd walk over and set it down underneath the table and be like, well, that's where it is.
Okay.
Grab a couple snacks and then walk away like I'm
Okay.
busy.
Stealing cheeses.
Okay. So you guys leave the place without much issue.
All right.
So, and my understanding is you delivered this package to the asked delivery location without tampering with it at all?
Yep.
Okay. What do you guys do then? You have about 45 minutes or so till showtime.
Will my armor be about done?
No, it won't be done till tomorrow.
I look at you and say, any deaths this may cause are on your conscience, not mine.
So be it. I have plenty of deaths on my conscience already.
Great way to reason.
Are there, would I believe the bard, isn't the bard an elf?
Yes.
Is she going to be, or he, or whatever it is, going to be performing on stage tonight?
Watch, it's actually
No,
just
this is
something
by
to make the show
a.
even better.
This show is from a.
Fireworks.
This year's production is being staged by the city's garrison, with the Estalian mercenary captain of the city directing and conducting, and the lead is being billed as a Norse-born trooper singing.
Okay. Oof. Interesting.
So quite a few of the ranking members of the city garrison would be here in the show.
Okay.
See, these guys are usually in armor. Just
Arms and legs everywhere.
Yep.
So from what you know, the Barbarian of Vasil, all of you would be generally familiar, at least some of you would be familiar with it. It's an opera written by a Chilean composer, Giacomo Verdini. It's a popular classic, has been shown for many years at many locations. None of you have ever had the opportunity to actually see it. It has a mix of catchy show tunes and a farce-laden plot that appeals to the less cultured, as well as some inside jokes against the highbrow elite. Yes, fart jokes. It is set in the Magridan suburb of the Seal. It tells the story of a resourceful Northman, character by the name of Fig Arison, who helps a love-struck young noble rescue his beloved from the clutches of her uncle, who plans to marry her himself and keep the dowry left to her by her dead brother. by his dead brother, her father. Okay. This year's production is staged by the Garrison, who is currently getting ready to do the show.
Interesting. What? Why don't you and me just take a stroll? Talk politics. Enjoy the view in the garden. Act like we belong.
I'm trying to figure out a way to bypass any of the chaos this may cause.
Well, the chaos is fun.
Escape route.
The
Go.
chaos is the fun part.
Is it?
No, an escape route might be a good idea.
Does this town have a fire brigade?
In concept, sure.
Okay.
No, they just have buckets of ice.
I mean, they do. The city fire or fires in the middle of a city in the Middle Ages are notoriously horrible. I mean, because literally, yeah, any fire brigade would be buckets of water.
It depends on how advanced they are. They could have a pump wagon.
We're also in the
They
middle of the
could
garden.
potentially.
And they have ice witches.
They do have ice witches.
We're in
Yes.
We're in the middle
You know
of the
those
garden.
those ice witches that are heavily taxed and resenting the city.
Well, yes, but
Oh no, it's taking me too long to
Yes.
cast the spell.
Oh, I lost my concentration.
Made the user
But
powers
yes,
to make
if a fire were to break out, which I think is where you're leaning towards, it could be very detrimental to the city, let alone anybody inside the tinderbox of a stage.
More taxes.
Okay.
Okay. I say I need some time alone to you. This has been too much for me. And as soon as he's out of eye shot or earshot, I'm heading right back to the stage and removing that cask.
Ah.
Okay.
We did what we were supposed to do.
Weak.
Okay. So you're going to evade him and return and retrieve it?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get my armor.
It's
If it's
not going to be ready until tomorrow. I keep saying that.
You're right.
She's pulling the door out. Is it ready?
I need my armor.
Come back tomorrow.
Okay. So give me another fellowship roll.
My fellowship.
Yeah, I mean, you're,
That's everybody.
yeah.
Oh.
Fellowship. He doesn't have any skills associated with it. He's not charming anybody. He's trying to pretend to be a stagehand.
You're trying to be a fellow.
Is that what I rolled last time?
You may have just
Yeah.
ordered the death of
Oh,
me.
I just did it blind.
That's
Blind.
okay.
Okay, I don't know what I got.
What was your bonus for fellowship?
I should
Or
have.
okay, you added it in. Okay.
Take a check.
You wander in. Right now it's maybe 15, 20 minutes or so before showtime. You head in. The stagehands have all vacated the basement area.
Okay.
And there is quite a few people getting into costume and so forth in the back.
Yep.
You wander in, and almost immediately somebody calls out to you and says, "Hey, preparations are done. Show's about to start, man."
I'll be in and out in like 2 minutes. I accidentally left one of the kegs in there. I gotta get it out.
It doesn't matter at this point. You got to let it go.
I'm not letting this show have a problem because I made a stupid mistake.
Well, that
You're not going to blame me.
well,
when I run into this, trying to get into the underneath.
okay. A couple of the guys are following you.
That's fine.
Okay. You go running in there. Keg is exactly where you left it.
I'm parkouring it in there. I grab it and say, "See!" I'm running back out. It's right on the stupid lift. And I'm running right past him back out.
Just
of the
take off.
place.
Okay. They don't do much other than yell at you
That's fine.
as you go running out. I mean, it makes quite a bit of scene. A lot of people see you running out with the keg, if that matters.
He stole it
Okay.
here.
They can
Um,
argue with me and blame me and say, I'm gonna be, I did exactly what you told me to do. I even left it there.
Okay.
It's not my fault you didn't make use of it. They can get mad all they want. I don't care. They didn't tell me to do anything but put it there. I put it there and I left.
Watch that. It's actually still gonna work.
Okay.
You picked up the wrong.
Yeah, if it
keg.
is, it's not gonna be my fault.
Okay.
Picked up the wrong keg.
And then what you guys' plan? I know you're going to the opera.
Yep.
So you're on your way there at this point.
Yeah, with those two.
Okay.
carrying the-
We're
And-
getting him something purple on the way.
if there's anybody selling anything,
Yeah.
purple that I can find a
Okay.
neckerchief.
And the two of you, are you going to the show since you have tickets?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You are?
I want to watch the show.
Okay.
He doesn't know what's gonna happen, so he thinks it's gonna be like, epic.
Okay.
I do not.
Or I want validation.
Because I'm assuming there's probably hundreds of these little casks in various different places, and it's gonna be just one horrible shit show. People are gonna die.
Okay.
I don't want to be there.
Okay.
More I want validation.
Uh-huh.
make sure they know what
Validation of death.
Okay. So where are you going, Matt?
I head back to the inn.
Okay. And the two of you are just staying at the inn?
I'm having a mini feast.
You're
Not,
having-
not
At the
really
end,
mini
though.
feast.
At the
Like-
end.
At the end, I'm having a
like
decent
really
meal.
small appetizers?
Feet and rocks and water.
So.
But no, I'm just having a
one bite.
I'm
Everything
having
on your
a
menu.
decent dinner. I'm having a pretty good dinner.
Okay. Okay. Shortly after 7, Matt makes it back to the tavern.
I thought you were going to a show.
Oh no. Speaking of which, I look at you and I say, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I may have made a fairly significant enemy. So,
As in,
just a significant enemy.
but who am I supposed to be looking out for?
Ulrichian Terrace, my understanding.
It's in my room.
The usual.
Okay. Fuck 'em.
Don't
Is there
worry.
anything I should be looking out for in specific?
Lots of fires and, deaths and screaming.
How'd you end up making an enemy out of him? I'm glad you did, but
I refused to follow through with what I'm sure they wanted me to do. I did to the letter what they assigned the task to us.
wait, what?
What did they have you do?
They're doing stuff to the play tonight.
You mean the play that Milton went to?
Oh yeah.
No, they don't care about the other two, but Milton's there.
Hey,
He
I
is
need to
supposed-
protect
He
him.
was supposed to protect me.
Yeah.
I was wondering why he didn't go with you the whole time.
I didn't have a ticket.
Okay. Are innocent people gonna get hurt in this?
Oh, if I would have stayed or left it there, what they told me. Oh yeah, here you go. If I would have left it there, I'm sure
He gives you a 5-pound wooden cask.
I'm sure there probably would have been many deaths. There may be still
Sloshes about a bit.
What is it?
sloshes,
Oh.
Sloshes?
so it's not powder.
Doesn't feel like it.
All right, well, I'll just go with that.
Well, hang on. So as soon as
You
he,
swapped it out.
as soon as he says,
I said,
Or
well,
did he?
I would have known that as soon as I picked it up and it wouldn't have stopped me. I'd have been like, well, this is the one I shouldn't have been. And just left.
You had other things focused your attention on too.
so
Okay.
as soon
I
as
go
he
away?
says, gets to the point that
It's a
it
good chance that
would have been
the
hurt,
cask that was left there is still there.
I'm gonna start running as fast as I can to the.
It's going to be
Lots of black
30 minutes
powder,
to get
lots
there.
of booms, flames.
Yeah. I'm still going to be running.
My guesstimation is a 60% chance of death if you happen to be at the stadium and anywhere close to the stage.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
stop.
start running.
Yeah, I can't do that.
There.
Why not?
Because there was, while we were there and placing said cask, there were many other what appered to be some sort of charges being put in place for maybe a pyrotechnics show
Some tire terrorism thing. 2 days after
of some sort. but
It's
my
about a-
guess-
Who prompted you to do this?
Oh, rough.
What?
Or who tasked you to do this?
the Ulrichian terrorist people.
Do you know how to get a hold of them?
Sure.
Okay. If this
We
happens
don't have
tonight,
airplanes yet, so it's okay.
we're gonna go murder all of them.
You got a bunch of guns.
I'm
They-
already dashed
They,
out the
they
door.
answered to the they answered to the man.
Just start
Oh,
throwing them.
I hand it. I go, wait, here's a ticket.
It's about a 30-minute walk from here to the stage.
I still give
I'm
him
Oh,
running.
that's fine. Okay. There's crowds on the street and everything, but
I tried to save it.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying that don't die, because I'm gonna need your knowledge over the next couple days. Because if a whole bunch of innocent people die
It's been
because of
building
what's
up for 2
Ulrichian
months.
terrorists,
It's been good knowing
I'm
you,
gonna start
Milton.
murdering people.
I can bring you right to people. You know, the real person you need to talk to.
I'm gonna be in
Well,
the
we'll leave it at me for now.
I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna go
How
to
are you
the
involved in the
Minotaur and
Ulrichian
die.
cult?
I'm gonna die and no
I was
Good
information gathering for the chaos that's affecting the city.
full party.
Alright, fair enough. We all
Whatever.
done
No,
questionable deeds in that goal. In pursuit of that goal.
okay.
They didn't want money.
Snip
in
my
payment.
finger.
Uh,
Oh, boy.
And with that, we will wrap up for tonight.
Alright.
Nice.